people and the chiefs and lords.
Hello, viewer and listener. You're welcome to a fresh edition of Meet Your Governor. This is a platform where the governor of Ekiti State interacts with the people of the state and listen and address their questions and concerns. My name is Tunji Saliu, welcoming you on behalf of the production team. And let me formally welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, to the program. Your Excellency, we're glad to have you on the program again.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Good evening, viewers. Hope all is well with all of us in Ekiti State.
All right, you're welcome. And Your Excellency, let me start on this note. The management and staff of the Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State, owners of Ekiti Television and Radio, have asked me to thank you so much for what you have been able to do so far for the station. They said that you have fixed the alien transmitter of the station, that is the TV. The TV is now working well. Then you've been able, first you connected the station with the national grid, and just about a week ago, you connected it as well with the independent power plant. Your Excellency, thank you. So henceforth, the station will be transmitting, without hindrance that characterized some years back. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Well, it's my pleasure. That is part of the duties of the government, and you don't have to thank me for that. I'm doing my job, and I'm happy that finally we have crossed that bridge, and that is not where we intend to be with the station. Our ultimate desire is to ensure that we transmit into digital stations, and God helping us, we should be able to get that one done.
All right, thank you, Your Excellency. Yes, let's start from the award that you recently bagged. That's the Silver Board Man of the Year Award. It was well celebrated. It was attended by who is who across the country. The former governors of Ekiti State, all of them were there, business moguls and all of that. Your Excellency, what do you think earned you this award, and how does it feel?
Well, I give God all the glory, but let me just attempt a correction. I wasn't the person that won the award.
Okay.
It was the team. It was the whole Ekiti that won the award, and I just see myself as a captain of a team. Mm-hmm. When the team fights out to play football, if they win, it's the captain that will collect the trophy on behalf of the team. Mm-hmm. So it's not about me as a person. It's about all of us from Ekiti State. And I give God all the glory. In the football team, the captain may not be the best player, but because he's the captain, once you win, he collects the trophy on behalf of the team. That is what happened in Lagos. And it's a vote of confidence in the Ekiti people, in our ability as a state, and the recognition of our modest achievement as a team. So all of us won, not the governor.
Not the governor alone. Yes, congratulations once again. Let me quickly let our people know that we have a panel here consisting of professionals. Let me introduce them. Yemi Agbili Oba is a consultant with People's FM Ado Ekiti. Doctor, you're welcome. Then we have Bukola Oloruntobi from Ayoba FM Ado Ekiti. Madam. Then we have Ayomi Posi Ayedun from Midas FM Ado Ekiti.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening, my brother.
And I'd like to let our people know that this program is running on Ekiti State Television and Radio, Progress FM Ado Ekiti, Ayoba FM Akure, our People's FM Ado Ekiti, NTA Ado Ekiti, New Cruise FM Ikere, Voice FM Ado Ekiti, Adaba FM, I've mentioned that, Midas FM, and Adami Mogu FM Ado Ekiti. Yes, Your Excellency, let's start the business of the day. Yes, your administration has entered the third year, and you've done so much. So what should the people of Ekiti be expecting going forward?
Well, let me start on a note of appreciation to God for the opportunity to serve Ekiti people, and to also thank Ekiti people for their prayers and for their support in the last 2.5 years, 2 years plus. Like you said, we've entered the third year of our administration. What should they expect? What should they expect? Well, they should expect us to continue to walk to the last miles. We made promises to them based on the 6 pillars, and God helping us, we've been delivering on those promises. So with the support of God and Ekiti people, they should expect us to walk to the last second. We will continue to deliver on our promises unto them. We made a promise to always hear them, to stay connected with them, and to serve them with all fiber in our being. And God helping us, that we shall do.
Yemi?
Ọlọ́lá gómìnà, ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ẹ ti mẹ́nu bà àmì ẹ̀yẹ tí ilé-iṣẹ́ Silverboard fún yín.
Tán fún wa. Lẹ́kìtì.
A mọ̀ pé lédè Yorùbá, a fẹ́ kí ẹ gbé àwọ́ọ̀dù bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ yẹn, ẹ gbé fún àwọn ará Èkìtì tó rẹ̀yìn ní captain tí ẹ bá wọn gbà. Ẹ ṣe púpọ̀. Ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa wípé ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ títí di ìgbà tí ìjọba yìí bá parí. Ẹ ti wọ ọdún kẹta báyìí ìṣèjọba yín. Mo rántí wípé nígbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ afárá tó forí sọ Òkèyìnmí láti Ìjìgbò, ẹni ọdún 2 lẹ́fẹ́ fún àwọn kọngilá. Ṣé ìjọba sì dúró lórí ọdún 2 tó ra mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ adìyẹ ńlá gún o, ìrun ni ò jẹ́ àmọ́?
Ọdún 2 la sọ ń gbà yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ẹnjìníà tí wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé tá bá fẹ́ kó ṣe dáadáa pé a lè ṣe ọdún 2 pé a fi díẹ̀ ju ọdún 2 lọ, nítorí pé ọ̀rọ̀ bridge kọ́ńkéré ni. Ìgbà mi tẹ́ bá pò wọ́n lè ní kó dúró 21 days kó tó kí ọ, òjò á wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀, so gbogbo yẹn ló bẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ń lọ bó ṣe yẹ kó lọ. Àwọn kọngilá sọ fún wa wípé lágbára Ọlọ́run pé first quarter of next year, that is what is in tó wà ní contract yẹn ló máa deliver, and gbogbo nǹkan tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe pátápátá wọ́n ti dúró iṣẹ́. So a mọ̀ pé according to the term of the contract, iṣẹ́ yẹn máa will be delivered to time. Ìgbà tí mo sọ fún ọdún 2 mi kàn sọ̀rọ̀ bí olóṣèlú, mi ò sọ̀rọ̀ bí engineer. Bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n sọ fún mi wípé safety lower important and quality of job done. So there are some things that we cannot fast track when it comes to the bridge. The period for curing, if it doesn't cure, you cannot put anything on it. So because it's concrete work, so you have to do it according to specifications. Kó lè le dáadáa. So ó wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí iṣẹ́ ń lọ dáadáa ní lórí bridge yẹn. Nǹkan tí mo mọ̀ ni pé before the end of our tenure, ká tó parí sáà yìí, a máa ṣí bridge yẹn.
Just as a follow-up to that question in terms of infrastructure, we have seen some demolitions around Atikonkan area of Ekiti, and many are expecting a work to start. When will the new business district commence?
Well, thank you so much. That's a very good question, and I thought of that before coming here. Let me tell you the structure of Atikonkan, but let me start on a note of appreciation to Kabiyesi Ewe of Ado and all the indigenes of Ado Ekiti, and those who has properties that were demolished to pave way for the development of this business district. Nobody thought that it's possible for any government to intervene in Atikonkan without any protest. It's true that we enumerated and we paid compensation before moving to site, but the fact that the properties owner cooperated with us speaks to the acceptability of the government, and it deserves the people to get Ekiti State developed. What we have done in Atikonkan is not the normal government transaction. Yes, we've acquired the land, but what is happening at Atikonkan is a private sector-driven program. And because of the nature of that terrain, it's a swampy area. So it's been divided into 3 sectors. The first sectors now, where they built a police station, they've sand-filled it. They have to wait for it to cure before you start construction. And government is not the one constructing. It's a private sector-driven project. We don't have 1 naira in it. We just look for investors, and we sit down with the Ekiti State Development Investment and Promotion Agency. We have an IPA that source for the investors. They got the best investor. They got the best value for the deal. So they have moved there now And I know that as at yesterday, they've started digging, but they told me that they couldn't move as fast as they could because the sand field must cure. Because that place is swampy and it's waterlogged. So they did a lot of sand filling, put sands, and they allow it to cure before construction. So once they are done with section A, they move to section B, they move to section C. But the whole acquired area has been fenced. So it's not a government contract at all. Our own is just to secure the place for them, which we have done that. And the investors have moved to side. They've signed MOU with us, and the MOU is being implemented according to the term of the contract. So the government should be commended for such. And it also speaks to the confidence of investor in the Ekiti State economy. This is the first time we're having this talk show in Ado Ekiti. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àmọ́ mo fẹ́ béèrè pé látàrí bí a ṣe mọ̀ pé àti gbalé ó ń lágbára sí lójoojúmọ́ nípínlẹ̀ yìí, kí ni ìjọ tí ẹ ní ètò tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí gbé kalẹ̀ láti lè rí dájú wípé ìrọ̀rùn dé bá mùtúmùwà láti lè gba ilé tó yanrantí tí ò ní jẹ́ kí wọ́n ná owó tó máa dá ìwọ̀n léègùn èèyàn.
Well, ara iṣẹ́ ìjọba ni láti rí wípé àwọn ará ìlú wọ́n gbé ilé tó dáa tí ò dẹ̀ wọ́n jù. Ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba kọ́ ló máa kọ́lé fáwọn ará ìlú. Nǹkan tí ìjọba lè ṣe ni pé kí a wá àwọn tí wọ́n kọ́ ilé àtàwọn báńkì tó ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ ilé ká bá wọn jókòó kán kọ́ ilé alábọ́dé tí àwọn mùtúmùwà àti àwọn tí ó lówó dáadáa wọ́n á kọ́ different sections. And nǹkan tá a ti ṣe lẹ́kìtì sí ni pé a ti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, a ti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ president wípé ọmọ wa Oyè Òjó òun ni chairman Federal Housing Corporation àti fún wọn nílẹ̀. Wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú 1,000 ilé tí wọ́n á dẹ̀ kọ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ilé tí owó ẹ bá ti ká ló wàá gbà lára ẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá ń lọ sí ọ̀nà Ìwòròkóńsìn on the left ẹ rí ní Adó Town ilé tí ń lọ ń bẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ ilé kì í ṣe nǹkan tí èèyàn lè ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́ni kó parí lọ́la. But èmi mọ̀ wípé a ti gbé ẹ̀ka ìjọba kan dìde tó wà nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ilé. Mo ní special adviser on housing and mortgage tó dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun. As we speak lẹ́ni bí àwọn tó máa ń kọ́ ilé tà bíi 5-6 ló ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kìtì tọ́lẹ̀ ti ń kọ́ ilé yẹn. Nǹkan tá a dẹ̀ ń ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn ni pé ilé a máa rí i pé kò wọ́n jù fáwọn èèyàn wa. Ilé tí owó bá ti ká ló máa gbà ń bẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n lè tó the next 1 year or 1 year plus kí àwọn èèyàn tó lè máa rí yẹn. Nǹkan tí ìjọba lè ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn because kì í ṣe ètò ìjọba láti kọ́lé fáwọn ará ìlú. Ṣùgbọ́n ó kan dandan fún ìjọba láti rí wípé ilé wà available fáwọn èèyàn wa láti gbé. Ìyẹn la dẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nsìn. And èmi mọ̀ wípé àwọn tó ń kọ́ ilé wọ́n á kàn sí àwọn èèyàn, àwọn cooperative societies, àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, àwọn oníṣòwò, àwọn ìyálọ́jà, àwọn aládàáni, àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba, àwọn local government staffs pé kánjọ bá ṣe máa ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí nǹkan tí mi dùn sí ni wípé ẹni tó máa lọ Ìwòròkó ilé ní kó tó dé yunifásitì lọ́wọ́ the left hand side á rí i pé iṣẹ́ ti ń lọ ńbẹ̀. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ wà káàkiri tí ò sí lójú títì tíṣẹ́ náà dẹ̀ ti ń lọ. So láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà àti gbogbo yẹn máa di ohun tá a máa fi sẹ́yìn tí a ní complain pa ẹ̀mọ́.
ó ní kẹ́ tọ̀nà sí àti kankan.
Yeah, okay. Well, ti àti kankan ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ló já sí. Business district bíi shopping mall ó máa wà ń bẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn á gbà. Hotel máa wà ń bẹ̀ fẹ́ẹ́ láti gbé. Then ibi táwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ti lè ṣeré ó máa wà ń bẹ̀. So 3 sections ló wà ní àti kankan. Gbogbo àwọn ilé àwọn tó dẹ̀ àwọn tó ń tán gbàbẹ̀ náà ti ṣe ètò bọ́n ṣe máa ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n ti shopping mall yẹn ti ọjà ìgbàlódé yẹn ló máa kọ́kọ́ ṣe náà. Tó máa ṣe yẹn tó parí ẹ̀ ibẹ̀ ń báńkì máa wà. Ibẹ̀ ló máa dàbí bíi marina Ekiti. Ibẹ̀ ní báńkì á wà. Ibẹ̀ ní gbogbo àwọn small shop price kéékèèké báyìí á wà ń bẹ̀. Táwọn èèyàn máa lọ síbẹ̀ kọ́ ló máa rajà. Tá a bá ṣe yẹn tán ló máa bọ́ sí ti the hotels tó máa kọ́. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti rí àwọn tó fẹ́ kọ́ hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n torí bíbẹ̀ yẹn ṣe rí tí ẹ mọ̀ àkàlẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń kọ́ báyìí ilẹ̀ yẹn láti solidify dáadáa kọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń kọ́ hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó máa ga síbẹ̀. So within the next 1 year àwọn èèyàn wá rí iṣẹ́ ní àti kankan. Ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbọ́n gbogbo àbẹ̀yẹn táwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń gbẹ́lẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ shopping mall yẹn àti báńkì yẹn. So very soon, inú àwọn Èkìtì á dùn láti gbogbo ibẹ̀ náà láti máa ṣe gbogbo àwọn ọ̀nà a máa ṣe iná a máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kábíyèsí èwe wípé wọ́n bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ gbọ́, and kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan la máa ṣe ní Adó. Bá a ṣe ń ṣe ní Adó náà la máa wọ́n àwọn olúwa tó tóbi Ìkẹrẹ, Ọ̀yẹ́, Ìkọ̀lé, Ìjẹ̀rò, la máa kọ́rù àwọn ọjà ìgbàlódé yẹn sí.
Okay, Your Excellency, still on the issue of Atikonkan, everybody knows that area is notorious for criminality, and if you are bringing projects like this to that area, what are you kind of doing in terms of security? Because up till now, in the evening, you see a lot of, scary people, hanging around that place.
Well, there's a model that is working at Atikonkan now. And before we did the demolition, we took an inventory of all the so-called bad boys there in that place. And we profiled them. People took to criminality when they don't have anything to do. And as a government, I don't completely write them off. I believe that if you engage them, they can be productive. It will interest too that the developer that took over Atikonkan has built a structure that has engaged these people to maintain law and order in that place. And they are doing it now. Some of them are doing it. They are on salary. And they are working. And the people still around told us that we started this exercise. Criminality has gone down in that place. So it speaks to engagement. And it speaks to the fact that not everybody is bad. Circumstance might push you to do what you don't want to do. But now we have provided a platform, a means to hand a credible living for them. They are happy and they are working. Now that the one maintaining law and order there, and by the time the business district takes off, we will engage them fully, and they have a lot of things to do. So I don't believe in driving them away, because you drive them away from that place, they go to another location and be wrecking havoc. And I told them, look, don't drive them away. Sit down with them, let's engage with them. Why are you doing this? And they told them that they are doing that because they don't have anything to do. We have created jobs for them, and they've taken on the job, and they are doing well.
Okay, Your Excellency, let's talk about sanitation now. People say health is wealth, and cleanliness is next to godliness. Your administration has been able to procure some dino bins and strategically located them in the state capital, and this has, in no doubt, contributed to the cleanliness of the state capital. But there are still some areas that are lacking these facilities. Talking about Okela, Housing, Oshodi, and the people are kind of wondering whether it is a deliberate attempt to neglect them by your government. What do you have to say to this?
Well, you are right on that. We have procured some dino bins, but they are not enough. But it's good that we started where we started. And when we came on board, and I just discovered that Ado was turning to something else, and I didn't like it. But I told myself that I cannot punish my people if I've not provided an alternative for them. I don't believe in that. You cannot ask them not to drop refuse and waste on the median if there are no alternatives. So those dino bins, the problem is it took a lot of research and data collection to even arrive at that option. And so we partner with a Lagos State government to fabricate those dino bins in Ekiti State here, because we want our children also to learn. So they came to Ekiti State, they used our weather to fabricate. So we started with like 24, I don't know, 24 or something. It wasn't enough. We did another 24, it wasn't enough. So I've just given approval for them to do another 50. So gradually we will be doing it. We've started, but they're not cheap. They're extremely expensive. We did not only procure dino bins, we also procured trucks, to evacuate these things. And when you do that also, you have to make provision for the dump, where they're dumping these things. So it's a complex process, and they're extremely capital intensive. Yes, I'm aware that most of Ado metropolis have not been covered, but we've covered more than 60%, and we continue to build on that, pending the time that we're able to cover. But the area that those stores cannot get into, the inner city in Ado, So we are also thinking of what to do to ensure that we get smaller trucks that can get into the inner cities and get a type of bins that people will just put in front of their houses. So it's a step, that we have taken. But, it's a journey. So it's not something that we are going to do in one at a go like that. So, but I'm happy that we took that step, and so far so good. Ado is assuming a different look, and I must thank our people also for also dumping their refuse in the bin, But I must also plead with them. Because during dry season, we discovered that women that does roasted corn and yam, when they finish, they will just put everything inside the bin, and before you know it, it starts burning. So they destroy some of them, but we've engaged on a stakeholder engagement with them to tell them that, look, before you do this thing, make sure that there are no fire in the charcoal that were used to roast corn. So you are right on that, but we will deal with it with time. I'm someone that believes so much in data, and we are collecting all the data available, because if you don't have the right data, you can't plan properly. And data gathering and collection takes a time. But it's better you wait, get necessary data and statistics before you intervene. So data tells me that we have covered more than 60% of Ado. There's still 40% to be covered. But the good thing is that we made a promise and we have kept to it.
Ololawa, ẹ ṣàlàyé torí àgbá ìkólẹ̀sí tí ẹ dáhùn ìbéèrè lórí rẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí. Àwọn kan gbà wípé ṣe náà pa àwọn tì lọ́nà Òkèlà, Òṣòdì àti Federal Housing. Àlàyé yín á fún wọn ní ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ wípé ìjọba ò pa wọ́n tì, ṣùgbọ́n lọ́wọ́ ìyẹn mo fẹ́ béèrè àti gbọ́ròyìn ọlọ́lá jùlọ wípé ẹ̀ ń sa ipá lórí àti dín ìṣẹ́kù nílùú àti láti gba àwọn ènìyàn síṣẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n ipa wo ni ìjọba yín kó báyìí láti ran àwọn alábọ́dé oníṣòwò kéékèèké lọ́wọ́ kí àwọn náà lè rí ẹsẹ̀ fi múlẹ̀ ní ètò tó ń lọ ní ètò ọrọ̀ ajé tó ń lọ yìí.
Ẹ ṣe ìbéèrè méjì lẹ béèrè tí agbada ìdálẹ́nu. Àwọn tó ń gbé area housing Òṣòdì àpá wọn tì, ṣùgbọ́n mo sọ fún yín pé nǹkan tá ń ṣe níjọba àti wo ibi tí wàhálà wà, torí pé nǹkan tá a ṣe kò tó fún gbogbo Adó. Ibi tí àwọn ọjà wà lákọ́kọ́ gbé sí, a dẹ̀ ti pé àwọn èèyàn ń lò, a dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò tó, a ti ṣe ìkejì kò tí ì tún tó. So ìkẹta tá ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ sìn ó máa dé area housing Òkèlà àdọ́dọ̀ wọn, kankan ní sùúrù díẹ̀ fún wa, kì í ṣe ẹ̀kan náà ní gbogbo ẹ̀ máa kárí, so bẹ̀tẹ̀ àdọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ìkejì kí ni ìkejì?
Ipa yín lórí àwọn alábọ́dé oníṣòwò kéékèèké.
Yes, ìgbà tí adórí oyè mo ṣèpàdé fáwọn oníṣòwò, oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti aládàáni, àwọn ìyálọ́jà wa. A wá rí wípé kí n tó dé orí ìjọba, ibi tí wàhálà gan wà lélẹ́yìí o, àwọn ètò kan wà tíjọba ti ṣe tí a yá owó lọ́wọ́ àwọn Bank of Industries, Bank of Agric, tí àwọn èèyàn dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí onídúró fáwọn tó gba owó yẹn tí wọ́n san padà. So owó yẹn jẹ́ bí 2 billion naira àṣẹ san ni. Torí tá a bá san yẹn wọ́n ní wọ́n ní yá wa lówó mọ́ l'Ékìtì. Àná ni ìjẹta àbáná chairman Bank of Industries ó wà lára àwọn tá a fún ní award ní exu tá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ àti san owó yẹn, mi ò bẹ́ẹ̀ àti san tàbí àti ń san lọ́wọ́, kì í ṣe ìjọba wa ló yá owó yìí, bẹ̀tẹ̀ àwọn Èkìtì ló yá. Àwọn tó ń yá owó wọn dáwó padà, àwọn tó dúró fún wọn tó ń jẹ́ civil servant a lè máa yọ sálárì wọn, because ẹni tó dúró fún yàn ó ṣàánú èèyàn ni, ẹlòmíì pastor ni tó dúró, ẹlòmíì chief imam tó dúró fún yàn, ṣé òun ni màá ní kó lọ sanwó? So a ṣe ń sanwó yẹn padà, ìyẹn ló jẹ́ kí kíní yẹn kó fà nílẹ̀ díẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n àti bàdébì kan sìn láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà wọ́n ti ń ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ìyálọ́jà, ìyálájẹ àtàwọn cooperators, wọ́n ti ń ṣe ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún wọn. But eléyìí tá a máa ṣe ń sìn nǹkan tá a kàn lè ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wa ni pé ìjọba lówó tó lè máa fún wọn gbígbà kó ló máa fi tajà bó ṣe wù ẹ́ bẹ̀t á fà wọ́n lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tó ń yáyàn lówó bẹ̀t tí èrè orí ẹ̀ ò ní pọ̀ jù tí ò ní ṣẹ́ wọn léegun ẹ̀yìn ìyẹn ló jẹ́ kó pẹ́ èmi ò fẹ́ kán lọ sí commercial bank because 26% 30% in interest àwọn yẹn bẹ̀t àwọn ilé is a single digit interest rate and adé sọ fún ẹni tẹ́ fẹ́ yá owó yìí ẹ lọ kóra yín jọ kẹ́ ẹ fọ́ọ̀mù cooperative society so kì í ṣe pé ẹnìkan máa dúró fún yín society ńlá gba owó yẹn ẹ dẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yín ẹ̀yin náà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí máa dá padà ní sí ibi tẹ́ ti yá owó so ètò yẹn láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà wọn ní pẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fún wọn ní owó yẹn ìyẹn ló dáa because àwọn tó máa yá owó yẹn ajá àwọn tó nídìí owó gangan ètò tó wà nílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn ẹlòmíì gan tí ò tẹ̀ ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó mọ̀yàn níjọba wọn á forúkọ ẹ̀ sí á gbowó á lọ fi ra fóònù ẹlòmíì á lọ fi ṣe nǹkan míì wọn lọ́jà wọn ní sọ wọn ní kankan àwọn ìyá ọjà gangan tán tajà torí pé wọn ò mọ èèyàn wọn lówó yẹn gbà so nǹkan tí ò jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn da owó yẹn padà ń gbà yẹn nìyẹn tó bá já àwọn ìyá ọjà yẹn gangan náà gba owó yẹn wọn á dá padà because wọn mọ̀ pé tó má dá padà wọn á rí mi ìyá so system pé mo mọ̀yàn síjọba tètò ìjọba bá dé màá lo ẹni tí mo mọ̀ yẹn màá lọ fi gba owó lọ́wọ́ ìjọba ìyẹn ò sí mọ́ so gbogbo yẹn láti ṣètò ń sìn and wọ́n ti fi dá mi lójú pé láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà wọ́n á bẹ̀ tí ń fáwọn èèyàn ní owó yẹn.
Yes, Your Excellency, let's cross over to the sector. We have seen a few activities going on in primary health centers as well as the teaching hospital here. Beyond this project, what more are you doing to ensure access to quality health for Ekiti people?
Well, thank you so much. Our health strategy is based on three approaches of accessibility, affordability, and availability. The health infrastructure must be accessible to the people. When they get there, they must meet a qualified nurse, doctors, and drugs. That's availability. When you get there, you meet a doctor, you meet a nurse, and there are drugs. The affordability, it must be affordable. So how do you strike a balance within these three approaches? Is to ensure that as you develop the primary healthcare centers that are the closest to the people, you also work on the secondary facilities and the tertiary. But unfortunately, previous efforts have been on the tertiary. And that is why EXUT is overwhelmed. EXUT should be a referral center. It's not meant for headache or malaria or anything, no. It's only when it's faced at the secondary facility that they refer you to EXUT. But because of the failure of those two sectors, of both the primary health care service and the secondary facility, people just overwhelm EXUT, which also affected service delivery at that point. Since we came on board, we are in the first year, we renovated over 60 primary healthcare centers in the state. Second year, as I speak to you now, we are doing 121 primary healthcare centers. That means there's no ward in Ekiti State. We have 177 wards. There's no ward that doesn't have a functional primary healthcare centers. As we renovate them, we also equip them. Before Governor Fayemi left, he renovated and equipped 10 general hospitals out of the 22 that we have. When we came on board, we are innovating the remaining ones and we are equipping them. As I speak to you, 5 of them are ready, they have been renovated, they have been equipped, and they are working. EXUT, we got, for the first time, we got it right in EXUT now. They are also connected to IPP now to reduce their diesel costs. We paid hazard allowance for them. We paid medical residency training fund for them. We also paid what the federal government is paying to doctors to reduce the rate of attrition of their workers. So people don't leave EXUT Idona. So we retain them because the first thing next week is to ensure that you retain those workforce. When we did that, we released money also for general upgrade of their facilities. But they have a very good board chairman that is doing wonders in Exut. So the place is stable as we speak, And in addition to that, we increased their subvention. We have increased Exut subvention twice. So I think and then we are now also reducing pressure on them. Once the secondary facility becomes functional, there will be less pressure on Exut. So Exut can concentrate on referral and research. And we also awarded the construction of an 80-bed ward in Exut. If you are going to Ado by the right, you will see them on the hill. That is what they're building there. Why are we doing that? Exut, they don't have a decent VIP ward. And their bed space is not much. So once they have more facility to hold more patients, then they can take referral from the secondary facilities. And once they are able to do that, then they will be able to make more money. And we have also enlisted some of our people on the state health insurance scheme. In the Ekiti State today, I'm aware that malaria treatment, delivery costs, they are free. Any of our facilities, we call it Ulerawa Ekiti. So the health insurance scheme is working well. We've enlisted our pensioners onto it. So, and everybody that goes that are beneficiaries of those things goes to the hospital. There are some certain things that you just go to the hospital. Once you are on that list, you get treatment for free. But that it does not stop there. We also need to ensure that we have qualified personnel. So what we have done, and I have the members of the National Assembly to thank for this, because we discovered that what would cost us to equip all our facilities in terms of personnel, of doctors, nurses, and other medical officials, the state may not be able to afford it. So I sat with the member of the National Assembly and I told them that, look, we are building hospitals, we are equipping them, but I cannot move beyond that point. And it's going to be a failure on our part if we build these hospitals, if we equip, there are no doctors, there are no nurses. For me to engage doctors and nurses, these are the number of doctors and nurses I will need in all the facilities. These facilities are in your constituencies. It's going to cost me X amount of money per year to pay them. What do we do? And all of them put us together and they said that they will pay. And they've started. So I must commend the member of the National Assembly under the leadership of Senator Bamidele, who is the chairman of the National Assembly Caucus, Ekiti State, for what they are doing. Last year, you see that we put out an advertisement for the recruitment of doctors and nurses. Is because of that. Because they've given us, they are going to give us the money for 1 year, just to pay. So I must commend all of them for what they are doing, and that speaks to what unity can do in a state. So I'm just appealing to our people to also make use of these facilities. If you build them there, if they are there, if there are drugs, there are doctors, there are nurses, and you don't go, And as we are doing the hospitals, we're also doing the chalets, for the nurses, for the doctors. We are providing solar lights. We are providing water just to make it comfortable for them. And their welfare is top notch. Hardly can you see anybody living Exut for Ido or for Abuadna. It's cost us a lot of money, but I believe that we owe it to Ekiti people to ensure that they have access to quality health care.
Ẹ ṣé ọlọ́lá gómìnà wa, àwọn kan tiẹ̀ nígbàgbọ́ wípé ìlú Adó Èkìtì tá a wà yìí ni ìdàgbàsókè ti farahàn jù. Mo ní ìjà ó tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tí ìjọba yín tí wọ́n ní lọ́kàn láti lè rí dájú wípé ìdàgbàsókè túbọ̀ tún kárí gbogbo àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ tó kù.
Well, èmi náà ti gbọ́ ẹ̀yin kẹta ẹ̀ sọ yìí, but kò sí òótọ́ ń bẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n Adó ní bedroom wa l'Èkìtì. Òun ní state capital wa. Ẹni tó wá kọ́kọ́ wá sí Èkìtì, Adó la kọ́kọ́ wá sí. Nǹkan tó bá ti ẹlòmíì lè wá kó má kọjá Adó yìí. Nǹkan tó bá ti mú lọ as impression nípa Adó ní impression Èkìtì. So kò sí òótọ́ ń bẹ pé Adó nìkan níjọba dojúkọ. in fact nǹkan tá a ṣe ládòkò tẹ̀ tí ì tó ó yẹ ká ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. ẹ rí i pé nígbà tí a dé ìjọba a dá Ministry of Rural and Community Development sílẹ̀ láti rí i pé gbogbo iṣẹ́ ìjọba ó dé ẹsẹ̀ kùkú. báyẹn ṣe tiwa yẹn náà làwọn local government náà ṣe tiwọn. báyẹn ṣe náà làwọn member National Assembly tán ṣe constituency project káàkiri. so gbogbo hospital tá a sọ yìí àdó nìkan kọ́ ló wà o PHC àdó nìkan kọ́ ló wà o gbogbo school tá a ń ṣe àdó nìkan kọ́ ló wà ọ̀nà tá a ń ṣe mò ń bọ̀ lẹ́nu mò ń wo rẹ́kọ̀dù yẹn nínú mọ́tò bí wọ́n yẹ jókòó síbi ń sìn bí ọ̀nà mẹ́rìnlá ló ń lọ lẹ́kìtì àdó nìkan kọ́ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ wà. so gbogbo iná tá a ṣe àti financing àfa iná àti finance local government bíi 5-6 àti finance ìlú tó ju bíi 30 lọ àdó kan náà wà àbí náà yìí ṣe ìdàgbàsókè. so mímọ̀ pé Ministry of Rural Development the last time tí mo fún wọn ní approval kí n Yorùbá approval tí mo fọwọ́ sí pé fún wọn mo fọwọ́ sí wọn pé kán lọ ṣe project kan per ward project àwọn ará ẹsẹ̀ kúkú yẹn náà dẹ̀ sọ pé nǹkan tó fẹ́ kán ṣe nìyẹn so bọ́yẹn ṣe town hall níbi míì náà ṣe palace bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ṣe omi ní ìkàtà àwọn ìlú fúnra wọn tó ń fọwọ́ sí pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe dánfẹ́ òun lọ lẹ́kìtì yẹn. mo mọ̀ pé Ministry of Infrastructure 135 boreholes náà túnṣe lọ́wọ́ káàkiri Èkìtì ń sìn àdókọ́ ló wà. gbogbo àwọn ètò àgbẹ̀ tá ń ṣe àwọn clusters farming 6 tá ń ṣe àdókọ́ ló wà. gbogbo àwọn farm settlement tá a fẹ́ kọ́ tán níbẹ̀ sí ń kọ́ lọ́wọ́ sí káàkiri Èkìtì àdókọ́ ló wà. so kò sí òótọ́ níbẹ̀ pé Adó nìkan ni a dojúkọ ṣùgbọ́n òótọ́ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé Adó ni olú ìlú Èkìtì adẹ̀ láti ṣe dáadáa.
Okay, Your Excellency, before I ask the next question that I have in mind, in relation to development, how functional is EXIDA, that's the Ekiti State Community and Social Development Agency, in relation to development of local communities?
Well, they are very critical and very influential. But the problem, it was a joint project between the state government and the World Bank, and I think the last plan have run out. So we now have to sit down with them and see how the state can occupy that space. Once that one is done, then we will. So I'm just waiting to sit down with them. Now that the World Bank, I'm sure. I don't know whether they have exited or they are still looking at the next, project. But Exodus must be functional. But I expect them to work hand in hand with the Minister of Rural and Community Development. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Your Excellency. Let's talk about a very controversial issue across the country, and that's the local government autonomy. Yes, how are you handling this in Ekiti State, bearing in mind that the welfare and the interest of local government workers must be protected?
Well, I don't. I can only speak for Ekiti State, in fairness.
Yes, Ekiti State.
And there's no local government official in Ekiti State that will say that they're not autonomous. And we're in this state when Algon National Chairman was interviewed, and he said that there are 3 states in the country that doesn't touch local government funds, and Ekiti is one of them. And I also know that Algon and Noga in Ekiti State attest to the fact that they get their allocation promptly as at when due, whenever it is released. So local government autonomy is not a problem for us in Ekiti. And in fairness, it's a tradition I met on ground, handed over to me by Governor Fayemi. We don't touch local government money. We are the ones spending on local government. Last month, the allocation was withheld. I had to borrow them over 2 billion naira to pay salaries. And that will be the first time I'll be billing them out. So I'm not against local government autonomy, but it's not. We don't have that problem in Ekiti State. But my own issue at that level is because they're closest to the grassroots. There must be a sort of control. On the kind of projects they bring forth and how to ensure accountability and transparency at that level. That's my own issue. If you are going to invest people with so much power, I'm not talking generally, not in Ekiti State. If you are going to invest people with so much powers, then what are the inbuilt control that will deliver, that will speak to transparency, that speak to accountability at that level? Nobody has been able to answer that question. But thank God we don't have that issue in Ekiti State. So we have no problem with autonomy here. They're autonomous, they are doing well, and I'm happy with what they are doing. There's no doubt about that, because Ekiti local government are one of the local government in the country that does MTEF. I forced them to do MTEF. I forced them to also align their programs with the program of the government. They have a copy of the state development plan. So before they run their budget, they sit down with Office of Transparency and Delivery to ensure that we are in sync when it comes to project implementation. But I can only speak for this state. I cannot speak for that state. In Ekiti State, we don't touch their money. They know it, and we are the one helping them. Okay. But my issue is if you apply that judgment holistically, there are 6 local governments in Ekiti State today that they won't be able to pay salaries. They won't be able to. There's no way they pay salaries. 6 local governments. If you don't do what you call be your borders keeper, when the allocation comes, you take salaries off, you take pension, you take gratuity off. If you don't do that, 6 local governments will not be able to pay teachers, primary health care, and their workers. So people must be clear of what to expect.
Yes, before Yemi takes the next question, yes, I'd like to let you know that another radio station is relaying this program. That is Ebinla Radio, Ebinla FM at Ekiti. Just for you to know, Your Excellency.
Gómìnà wa, a gbọ́ ìjà, oríṣiríṣi ìjà láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ mìíràn lórí owó ìjọba ìbílẹ̀, láàrin ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀. Àti ẹ gbọ́ wípé àwọn kan sọ wípé àwọn gómìnà kan wọn ò tíì fowó ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ lẹ̀ fún ìyọ̀ǹda àwọn tó ṣàkóso ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ yìí. Afẹ́kẹ́ jẹ́ kán mọ̀ lẹ́kìtì bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí ṣe ń ṣe ìyẹn apá kan. Bàálù tí ń fò lẹ́kìtì gómìnà wa, bàálù tí ń balẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. A mọ̀ pé eléyìí akitiyan yín lórí eléyìí pọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ọlọ́lá wa, nígbà wo gan-an ní kágò ni yóò mọ kẹrù tó bá balẹ̀. Nǹkan kó pọ̀ lẹ́kìtì. Nígbà wo gan-an ni bàálù ó máa balẹ̀ dáadáa lójoojúmọ́ tí ó dẹ̀ máa kẹrù kúrò lẹ́kìtì?
Ẹ ṣe ìbéèrè méjì lẹ béèrè. Owó local government. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá mi lè kí n answer question àbí kẹ́ pé chairman Argon àti Nugget, because àwọn gangan ló wà nídìí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Kọ́ máa fẹ́ lọ́ra wọn sọ̀rọ̀ bí báyìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ìgbà tẹ́ ti bí mi, èmi ò mọ̀ ti state mi ní Ekiti State o. Àìfọwọ́ kan owó local government, àìfọwọ́ kan owó wọn rí. Àwọn náà dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àìfọwọ́ kan owó wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ lè pè wọ́n wá sórí ètò yín kẹ́ bí wọn. We don't do that in Ekiti State because òfin ti wà ńlẹ̀ tí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin Ekiti State ṣe nípa owó wọn. That's what they call the Joint Account Allocation Committee of the state. Ibẹ̀ ló wọ́n máa ń lọ. Nǹkan táwọn èèyàn mọ̀ nìyẹn. Ohun ẹ̀ wá sápò ìjọba o. Wọ́n ní jack account tí wọ́n sanwó sí láti CBN. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ìgbìmọ̀ tí ò fi Ekiti State Assembly tó fi lélẹ̀ bọ́n ṣe máa pín owó wọn àti nǹkan náà fi ń pín. Kò sí mi ní ìgbìmọ̀ yẹn tó wá ti pín owó wọn. Eléyìí tó kèmí ni pé mo fẹ́ ṣe project báyìí, ó bá mi lára mu, lọ ṣe eléyìí kò dáa, lọ ṣe eléyìí. So bọ́n ṣe ń ṣe owó wọn kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí, but capital project tó ń ṣe ó ní láti tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn pé nǹkan tó máa sáfù àwọn ará ìlú ni. Ìyẹn nìkan ló wá síwájú mi pé mo fẹ́ ṣe omi, mo fẹ́ ṣọ̀nà, mo fẹ́ kọ́ ọjà, mo fẹ́ ṣe àgíríkì. Màá ní òkè lọ ṣe yẹn. Ẹni pàdé pé ó ń náwó capital tó yẹ bí òṣèré kó máa pè àjọṣe meeting pé eléyìí kọ́ ló kàn lọ ṣe eléyìí. Apart from that kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá nípa ọ̀rọ̀ local government lẹ́kìtì. Nípa ti airport, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wípé Olúwa bá wa yọ orí ẹ̀. Tòótọ́ kágò náà pé bẹ́ẹ̀ kò mí pé kò lè gbèrò. Nǹkan tá a pè ń kágò ni pé nígbà tá a fẹ́ tí gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ gba approval fún airport yẹn, approval tán fún wa nìyẹn to register the airport. Nítorí pé lásìkò yẹn wọ́n register passenger nígbà ní South West mọ́. But Àkúrẹ́ airport kágò náà ni o tẹ́ bá mọ̀ kágò ni cargo náà fi register ẹ̀ nígbà yẹn. So nǹkan tí yẹn fi dá ni pé bó ṣe lè kó èrò la máa kó nǹkan oko. Bàálù ti ń balẹ̀ síbẹ̀ tòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n torí pé ó jẹ́ airport tuntun àti fún safety àwọn air passengers bó ṣe máa ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ airport ni pé tí airport tó wá jẹ́ tuntun ni wọ́n á kọ́ fún yín ní oṣù 6 pé kí àwọn bàálù tó jẹ́ aládàáni kán máa láǹdì síbẹ̀ kán wo gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀rọ yín ṣé ó ṣe dáadáa ṣé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa. oṣù 9 la wà báyìí ọdún àkóso 3 la wà yìí then tó a kú nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe èmi sìn wọ́n ṣe ń sọ fún mi sìn pé wọ́n ṣe ń send video sí mi pé the baggage handling machine ó ti dé síbẹ̀ ń sìn wọ́n ti ń jà so gbọ́n àti tó yẹ ká ṣe yẹn náà nǹkan díẹ̀ tó kù tó yẹ ká ṣe wọ́n expect ká ti ṣe láàrin oṣù 6 yẹn tábà tí wàá ṣe yẹn tán wọ́n á fún àní lẹ́sẹ̀ fún commercial flight so commercial flight làwọn yẹn máa wá every day so before the end of the year alágbára Ọlọ́run kọ́dún tó parí a máa gba license yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ President Bola Tinubu fún support wọn fún airport yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Gọ̀nà Fáyẹmí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ airport yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn Èkìtì for their support. Mo dẹ̀ kí wa kú oríire because kì í ṣe nǹkan kékeré ni pé a ní airport. Tẹ́ bá irú ìjẹta tí kì í wá Senate President bíi bàálù 4 ló kó wa báyìí ìgbà tó dé ó sọ pé Èkìtì náà ní airport ló dá tó bí eléyìí. Tá a bá ṣe airport yẹn ọ̀nà tán ló fẹ́ bá ṣe yẹn báyìí wọ́n ní rọ́nà yẹn tó pọ́n rí ọ̀nà yẹn tó jẹ́ ọ̀nà ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó lè gbàgbẹ́ fúnra wọn lórí pé wọ́n á padà sábújá fún wọn lọ sí pé wọ́n tètè sọ because wọ́n ti àwọ́dù contract ọ̀nà yẹn báyìí wọ́n ti fún contract yẹn lówó so gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí náà la máa ṣe so then gbogbo àwọn èrè oko tí wọ́n máa kó lọ ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ rí i pé à ń ṣe bring back the youth into agric kán bá lè máa gbé àwọn kan tí wọ́n máa lọ ń bẹ̀ yẹn ni wọ́n ti ń kọ́ cargo shed síbẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa kó àwọn èrè oko yẹn sí ìgbà tí mísà wá nǹkan tó ní ká ṣe mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Senator Bámidélé wọ́n ti bá fi sínú bọ́jẹ̀tì ńsìn owó tí wọ́n fi parí ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti parí yẹn so wọ́n máa ra nǹkan lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa kó síbẹ̀ màálù wọ́n máa kó ń bẹ̀ wọ́n máa fly lọ and láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà we are going to get to that point.
Okay, Your Excellency, before we ask further questions, I would like to still ask a question on the airport. 3 months to this time, the expiration of the window for the non-scheduled flight will expire.
Yeah.
What efforts is your administration making to ensure that some airlines, commercial airlines, enlist, to the airport route, to commence operation as soon as you collect, the approval, the final approval?
Well, we are already in discussion with 3 major airlines, and that and the discussion is showing a very signs of positive resolutions. We should be able to get one or two of them that will be flying that route. But that's not the issue. The issue is to make the route competitive and profitable for them. And part of you don't have to beg them. If a route is profitable, they bring their plane. And part of what we want to do also is we want to make it an airport of choice. That by next year they'll be able to run Hajj and pilgrimage. But to make it an airport of choice, we must put a structure that will guarantee 24 hours landing. So that's what we call instrument landing system. The ILS enables night operations, and also enables plane to land under extreme weather. If you go to Akure during Hamatans, most times they cancel their flights because they don't have ILS installed. ILS as of today will cost us close to 4.something billion. But we are determined. We are determined to get it done. But it's not something that is not a cut and paste transaction. Once we make the payment, we make some payment, they will come and take the measurement. It can take them 6 months to manufacture it. Mm-hmm. That's why with aviation, and that's what people don't know. But we are determined that before the end of this year, we will install ILS at Ado Airport. And if we are able to do that, it will be the second airport in the southwest after Lagos that we have that facility. Yes. So aircraft can land at night under extreme weather. Once it becomes competitive, airline they will struggle to bring their planes. In addition to that, we are going to put a tank farm there. We've concluded discussions with a private entity. They've signed the MOU now that aircraft can land and refuel. Akure doesn't have that facility. So you have a tank farm there. You can refuel your plane. You can do everything. You can be flying and just drop. Then we're also talking to a vendor that will provide hangar for aircraft servicing. So it's a whole gamut of transaction that is going on. But unfortunately, people have not seen that, but we get there.
Okay, Your Excellency, at this point, I want to go on a short break and to proceed the materials that we're going to use, the comments of some of the personalities who have used the Ekiti Agro Allied Airport. So we'll return and continue with the program.
Thank you.
On our radar for a long time, and we felt it was time for us to start operations here. What we have approved for now is for the first 6 months for us to conduct non-scheduled flights. In other words, we will not have the big commercial airlines coming in with plenty of passengers now, but it's ready for private jets to come in now to test the facilities here. But it's not because it's not ready, it's actually standard procedure all over the world that you start with non-scheduled flights and test your facilities here before bringing a lot of passengers here. I can see that the aeronautical side is absolutely ready. The aeronautical side is where you have the runway, and I'm sure you've seen the quality of the runway. This quality of the runway you see here can compare to any runway in the world. With this facility here, you can be sure that Ekiti is ready to compete with the rest of the world in terms of cargo activities, agro-cargo activities.
This airport has come to stay. It is a beauty to behold. And it's also a facility that will compare to anyone in the country. And the professionals spoke this morning, the pilots. They said our runway will compare to any runway anywhere in the world. And it's something that you need to experience it to know what it's like. So, if anyone would want to say anything negative about this airport, I would advise and encourage the person to come here. Not just see, by his naked eyes, but also take a flight.
Tell you categorically that this is one of the best airports in the world. You say we should stop neglecting our own. When I say one of the best airports in the world, and I mean it, because coming in, the pilot was communicating with me. I'm reporting what the pilot said, that this is one of the best runways he has ever seen. So easy. I think a Boeing 777 can even land in this airport. It's just a matter of time. And I'm sure that in no time, the Ekiti pilgrims might start flying from here to Jeddah, to Medina and Jeddah, because the airport can take a 777. So it's a very beautiful airport with highly equipped, beautiful apron, very solid apron, solid runway, nice terminal building. So what else can we ask for? I congratulate the governors that made this happen. The one that started it, Governor Fayemi, and the one that finished it, Governor Oyebanji.
Fantastic. I did not realize that until when I saw it today and when we landed, and I raised my head and I saw the Ekiti Agro Allied International Airport, and that just blew my mind, because I have seen that.
My name is Biodun Oyebanji. By the grace of God and the benevolence of the people, and their chief servant, and I was inaugurated as their chief servant on October 16th.
Right, you're welcome to the second segment of Meet Your Governor, and our guest is the Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji. Your Excellency, yes, we've talked about many, interventions, many of your achievements. We will now continue from there. Ayo, what do you have?
Yes, to quickly talk about water development, the last administration, we are aware, partnered the World Bank to execute some water projects. But in Ado Ekiti and some areas of Ekiti State, what's the status as of now?
Recall that I was the Secretary of State Government in the last administration, so I was part and parcel of the conversation around the water reforms policy that we had with the World Bank. The intervention of the World Bank was to rehabilitate the dams, and to also repair the pumps in the dams. And so they intervened in Ero, they intervened in Egbe, and they did the reservoir in Fajoye, But as good as it was then, there are other intervening variables to getting water to the people. When you rehabilitate the dams, which was good, you bought generator, which was good. You did the high lift, low lift pump, which was good. You also rehabilitate the reservoir, which was good. How do you get water into those reservoirs? And I recall Governor fighting with them that, look, the next stage is to get this thing done. But World Bank, they are set in their ways. And that's my issue with them. They believe that they have answer to our problems. That, look, yes, this time are working, fantastic job, but the pipes that bring water from the dams to the reservoirs are bad. Some of them are made of asbestos, which are not fit for consumption again. Some are made of PVC pipes, which are not good. So there's need for us to do reticulation. That is where we are now. We managed to do some, between Ado and Egbe. We are able to do that. So some part of Ado has water now. Just yesterday I was minister on a file that they should give me, because we've just completed a study of the water ecosystem in the states, all the piping, because the pipes are old. So because you have a new high lift pump, a new low lift pump, almost new dams, when they pump, the force is so high, it just busts the pipe. So that's a major challenge. And in areas where we have connected water to, we have to meter. People are not ready to pay for water. Because they see water as social service. But they've forgotten the fact that it takes average of 18 hours to pump water from the dam to the reservoirs. And some of the dams, they don't have regular electricity supply, so you have to burn diesel for 18 hours. So when you burn diesel for 18 hours and you have to buy all the chemicals, when you look at the numbers, it becomes unsustainable. If people are not ready to pay for water the way they are paying for telephone, the way they are paying for electricity. So in areas where we manage, so we still carry this cost of buying diesel or buying chemicals every month, and people are not paying for water. Even in areas where we have metered, people will bypass the meter. Some people are now doing reservoir in their house in their houses. That they just put the pump there, they feed it, and so a lot of things is going on, but that will not deter us from doing the right thing. It's a challenge that we are confronting, and they have told the ministry to give me like a grace period of, let us even be changing this pipe in phases. We don't have to do it once. Let's be changing them in phases, because if you don't change those pipes, we can't get water into the reservoirs. And some of the reservoirs are also bad. You drive around it, you see them in the bush. So we have to clean them up. We have to. So it's a lot of. It's a lot. So what we have done as an alternative is just to ensure that we get clean water to our people. Is to partner with Sowash, which is another World Bank entity. Because there are a lot of boreholes across the state. Like I told you a few minutes ago, that we are reactivating close to 141 boreholes, just to get clean water to our people. But that's not their duty to do. So it's just a temporary measure. The solution is to get water to individual houses, but our people must be ready to be metered.
Okay. Yes. Before we take you, Buki, I'd like to call these numbers for our people to send in their messages. We have 091 354 19408. Again, 091 354 19408. The other one is 080 211 37663. 080 211 37663. Those two lines are for text messages. If you want to get across or speak with Mr. Governor, the number to call is 081 301 32097. Sorry, 081 301 32097. So, Bukola, ask your question.
Gómìnà wa kó tó di pé ayàbàrá sí abala eré ìdárayá, gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe mọ̀ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ omi jẹ́ nǹkan tó ṣe pàtàkì gan-an ní àwùjọ wa. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ túbọ̀ tọ́ná sí ọ̀rọ̀ omi yẹn fún àǹfààní àwọn tí ò gbọ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, àwọn aráalé wa tí wọ́n ò gbọ́ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì.
Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́. A ní dam tó pọ̀ lẹ́kìtì, Ọlọ́run fún wa lómi lẹ́kìtì dáadáa. Ìjọba tó kúrò ńbẹ̀ tí mo jẹ́ akọ̀wé àgbà ló ń dàgbọ́n Fáyẹmí, àwọn báńkì àgbáyé wọ́n bá wa tú àwọn dams yẹn ṣe, wọ́n dẹ̀ ra generator síbẹ̀ kí ọ̀gá tó kúrò ní ìjọba, ṣùgbọ́n ibi tí kí ni ẹ parí sí nìyẹn. Tá a bá ṣe dam tí omi wà ńbẹ̀ tí generator dá, a ní láti fa omi láti dam lọ sínú reservoir kó omi tó dé ilé àwọn èèyàn. Gbogbo àwọn pipe, kí ni pipe? Tó ń gbé omi, ayé Awólọ́wọ̀ náà ti ṣèdájì wọn. Tó ń bá gbanú ẹ̀gán téèyàn bá mú, wọ́n lè pààyàn lára. So àwọn pipe yẹn ti bàjẹ́. Wọ́n ti ṣe pipe láti Ìfàkì dé Adó. So àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan ní àwọn àdúgbò kọ̀ọ̀kan dé Adó wọ́n ní omi. Ṣùgbọ́n omi yẹn kómi tó dé ilé bíi wákàtí 20 la máa fi tan generator láti fa omi yẹn nínú dam lọ sínú reservoir yẹn. Wákàtí 20 yẹn diesel la máa lò. Nígbà tá a bá ṣe tán, ara chemical tá a máa fi treat omi yẹn tá a lè ṣe é mu fún àwọn èèyàn wa. Nígbà tó ń bá tó wá dé tá a fáwọn èèyàn lómi, wọ́n ní sanwó. So ìjọba dẹ̀ lè sọ pé tó pé wọ́n sanwó ká má fáwọn èèyàn lómi. Ìyẹn lómi fi ń dé sí sáìdì kan tí ò dé sáìdì yòókù. Ibi tó mi ń dé yẹn, ibi tí wọ́n ti tú pipe wọn ṣe nìyẹn. Ibi tó mi ò dé, ìsídà tí pipe yẹn ti bàjẹ́, ọ̀ ìgbà tó ń ṣọ̀nà kí kọ̀ǹtátọ̀ ti fọ́ ọ̀ kó ti bẹ́ nígbà tí wọ́n ń pọ́ǹpù omi sínú ẹ̀. So ẹsẹ̀ tá a fẹ́ gbé sí ni pé mo ti gbé ìgbìmọ̀ kan dìde gbogbo Èkìtì kan lọ gbogbo àwọn pipe yẹn pátápátá. Mo máa jókòó pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn wa nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin náà, màá wò ó bí ìjọba àpapọ̀ bó ṣe ràn wá lọ́wọ́, pé kì í ṣe ẹrù tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ nìkan lè gbé. So àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ o, àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ o, àti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ o, gbogbo la jọ máa jókòó. Ṣùgbọ́n mo ti ní kán lọ bá mi ṣe iye tó máa ná wa. So àwọn ọmọ bá ṣe máa ṣe láì jẹ́ pé a ṣe yẹn a máa ní ìpèníjà omi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn táwọn tó ń fún lómi náà tán bá sanwó kò ní kàtà fẹ́ ṣe. Àdẹ̀ lè sọ pé wọ́n sanwó kó mi má délé wọn. so mo ń bẹ àwọn èèyàn wa wípé àwọn tó ń rómi ìjọba lò kó máa sanwó tó máa sanwó yẹn á jẹ́ kó rọrùn fún wa díẹ̀ láti máa ṣiṣẹ́ mi tó máa rówó gbà ó máa wú wa lórí láti lọ jẹ gbèsè pẹ́ẹ̀pù gan ká máa fa omi lọ sílé àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà táwọn èèyàn bá sanwó kò ní já wa lára pé kíní mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn sanwó tẹlifóònù wọ́n dẹ̀ ń sanwó náà so wọ́n yẹ ká máa sanwó omi
charge card.
wọ́n sanwó recharge card àti data.
Okay, Your Excellency, we still have
Yes,
quickly, because a lot of people are on the phone wanting to speak with Mr. Governor, and there are some questions too that I want him to address before taking calls.
Nípa eré ìdárayá gómìnà wa a mọ̀ wípé ìjọba yín ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun láti lè rí dájú wípé a ní eré ìdárayá alábẹ́lé ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àti pé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lè ń gbìyànjú láti tú gbàgede eré ìdárayá ta ní Adó Èkìtì yìí ṣe síwájú sí. Mo ní kí ni ìgbìyànjú yín láti lè rí pé àwọn onílé iṣẹ́ aládàáni kówó lé eré ìdárayá ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti lè rí pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ náà wọ́n túbọ̀ kópa nínú eré ìdárayá.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ tẹ́ bá rí àkàsọ̀ mẹ́fà ìjọba wa ẹ rí i pé eré ìdárayá ó wà ń bẹ̀. Eré ìdárayá ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó ṣe pàtàkì fún ìlú tó bá fẹ́ lọ síwájú nítorí pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa wọ́n á rí nǹkan ṣe and ó tún jẹ́ nǹkan tó lè jẹ́ kí ọrọ̀ ajé ìpínlẹ̀ kó lọ síwájú dáadáa. Ìgbà tí a dé ìjọba mo lọ sí Olúyẹmí Káyọ̀dé stadium inú mi ò dùn sí nǹkan tí mo rí ń bẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ ṣe ìlérí pé a máa tún stadium yẹn ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í ṣe bọ́ọ̀lù orí fídì nìkan ní eré ìdárayá àwọn eré ìdárayá tó máa ń ṣe nínú ilé nígbà tí mo rí bí wọ́n ti ń ja ẹ̀ṣẹ́ tí mo rí bẹ́ẹ̀ táwọn tó ń ṣe taekwondo tí mo rí gbogbo yẹn mo fẹ́ lè sọkún mo wá ní pé a máa ṣe gbọ̀ngàn kan tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwọn eré ìdárayá abẹ́ ilé wọ́n lè máa ṣe ń bẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ló ó gbà bí ọdún kan ká tó rí ojú ẹ̀ nítorí pé àwọn kan náà tó wà nínú ìjọba tí wọn ò dùn sí so ìjà ni mo jà títí kí n tó rójú kíní ẹ̀ à ń torí pé nǹkan láti fẹ́ kọ́nà mo dúpẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe dáadáa because ó máa bí sport bíi mẹ́tàlá ni wọ́n máa ṣe nínú ẹ̀ àti award contract yẹn sìn àgbẹ̀ṣẹ́ṣe ó ti bọ́ sí after the pavilion ló wà ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ó fi dá mi lójú wípé kí sáì tó lọ pé òun máa parí ẹ̀ tá a bá ṣe yẹn tán àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa wọ́n á lè máa ráyè ṣeré ìdárayá tó wù wọ́n wọ́n á níṣẹ́ wọ́n á pa owó and they be very happy ó wà ń bẹ̀ then tí eléyìí gan tó ṣe pàtàkì ni pé kì í ṣe Adó nìkan a ti fẹ́ gbẹ̀tù kan dìde sí tó yẹ pé wọ́n máa káàkiri local government wọ́n máa bá wa àwọn talent àwọn tó mọ bọ́ọ̀lù gbá àwọn tó lè sá eré àwọn tó lè ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ àkó wọn wá. Bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kẹta sẹ́yìn mo wà pẹ̀lú gómìnà òní à ń discuss àwọn dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé lù pé lọ́wọ́ ẹni báyìí kó máa báyìí coach àwọn ọmọ wọn yìí pé because pé these are àwọn ọmọ Èkìtì tán ti ṣe dáadáa àdẹ̀tí bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ so tá a ti ráwọn talent yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ tá a bá kó wọn jọ a ní ìdìbò kan tá a fi máa train wọn òun ni ilé ìtàn ṣe ní Olúyẹmí Káyọ̀dé stadium pé just to pé kó ìyẹn is a temporary solution indoor sport hall yẹn is the permanent solution to the issue tá a bá ṣe yẹn tán sí question yín pé àwọn oníṣẹ́ aládàáni mo fẹ́ àwọn yẹn ò ní wálẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n rí pé àgàn gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó tó máa rí ibi tá a gbé ìgbésẹ̀ dé tán rí pé àwọn ọmọ Èkìtì wọ́n ṣe dáadáa àwọn àgbàdo wá síbi táwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wá àwọn ọmọ yẹn káàkiri ṣùgbọ́n kó tó máa ṣe dáadáa yẹn à ń láti ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n lè máa fi train bá a ṣe ń ṣe yẹn sìn we are going to lọ sí Fountain Hotel lawn tennis court tó wà ń bẹ̀ ọmọ Èkìtì is one of the best lawn tennis players in the country but ibẹ̀ ti ń bàjẹ́ aláti lọ túnṣe tá a bá ṣe tán aláti gba coach fún wọn aláti máa san fún kamarista wọn fún competition so kì í ṣe facility nìkan but owó yìí náà ni ò sí àmọ́ nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe dáadáa but owó yẹn ò sí so àkànjọ à ń yọ síra díẹ̀ ni but ọlọ́run dẹ̀ fún wa ṣe.
Okay, Your Excellency, before we start taking calls, let's quickly talk about the issue of gratuities. We know your government have been doing so wonderfully in offsetting backlog of gratuities. What's the update on that? Then the people with disabilities, yes, they are enjoying better than what they've experienced in the past. What informed this unique development? Then thirdly, we wanted to speak on electricity in relation to metering, that's prepaid meter, then transformers.
Thank you so much. On gratuities, it's a commitment I made to my father's dignitaries. I don't think that someone that has served the state for a better part of his life and has retired should not be happy. The retirees has a saying that rest is sweet after labor. Rest can only be sweet after labor if their needs are met. And when we got into office and we took the challenge head on, I think we have deferred gratuity to 2015 now, if I'm right, I don't know. I think we've done, but that's not even the issue. We also set aside 100 million on a monthly basis from both state and local government, making 200 million on a monthly basis to pay gratuities. We moved from 10 million to 100 million. So every month we spend 200 million to pay gratuities. And there are times we do one-off. When now I'm saving some money and now I'm still saving some money now.
Money.
Yeah, pool of money and pay. My desire in fairness is that we extinguish these things as soon as possible. But I'm trying to get the best deal for them. Federal government is doing something now. They are discounting, they're issuing bonds. I'm studying that approach. So once they start implementing, if I see how it goes, I will sit down with them. We might need to just be creative because I don't believe strongly. And when you see them, you will realize that look, they've served the country, they've served they deserve to be very happy. And I assure them once again that I will do everything within my powers to ensure that they live a good life. And that is so when they did this minimum wage, I also told them that they should be included. So they are included. And then I was told that I saw the numbers that people that earn 3,000, 4,000. I said no. So there's nobody that earns less than 10 or 20,000. I just told them, look, this is not money. The least person should not earn more than less than 10,000. Something like that. I don't know. It's either 10 or 20,000. I don't know how much I approve. That should be the least person in the state. That was before the 20,000 wage award, which I'm still sustaining. And we have also enlisted them on the health insurance scheme. So our fathers that are retired, our mothers are retired. Once they are registered, health care for them is free. The third one is
the people with disabilities.
I have special interest in them, and it's born out of the fact that nobody can fight their battles. And God created us equally. But they don't have a voice in government. I've been in government for 11 years before I became governor. I know that they are neglected. Nobody cares about them because the people believe that they don't have electoral value. They can't vote. They can't protest. They can't do anything. So I told myself that, look, God has brought me here. I will stand for these people. And it took me like 6 months to get the lady that is doing a very good job there now. I had to go and plead with her in Lagos. Please come. And she's doing so well. And I'm happy. What we did when we came on board is I went around the schools. I saw the condition. I didn't like it. And on my own, personally, I bought mattresses, using my personal money for them. I renovated their vehicles, the 3 schools. I also upgrade the facilities in their hostels. And I got my friends also to contribute money. Every year I do my birthday with them. I send out their account numbers, the money they use, and they've been using it very well. So now their teachers are happy. Nobody cares about their teachers before. They are happy now. They eat good food. Their welfare packages, we have enhanced this. Then we also have an adaptive room in Adona where those that cannot go to school will come during the day. And you should try and visit the place. Donated by Premium Trust Bank. And the lady, the SA on the special education, used to send me video clips of people that they bring in a wheelchair and in 2-3 weeks they start working. You know, so that is happening in the state. I've just donated a bus to them so that they can go to their houses, and every day we give them at least we give them a meal free of charge. You know. So the next stage now, last year some of them did well in WAEC, and in WAEC exams, and I've told them that let me have the state will continue to sponsor them, and I use this medium to appeal to all well-meaning Ekiti indigenes to extend the hand of friendship to these people. You know, government alone cannot do everything, but they are created by God for a purpose. You know, with little help, you know, it's going to make a lot of impact in the lives of this my children that God has created specially. You know, and we continue to do that. But so far so good. I think we are not doing badly. We are the only state in the country that has these adaptive classrooms now in the country, and a lot of lives have been turned around through that process. I wish I can do more, but you know, resource constraint is also an issue.
Okay, leave bonus then, electricity matter. Leave bonus for civil servants. They're asking about that.
Because I just paid one for local government.
They are expecting theirs.
We will get there. I read on the platform when we paid the one for local government, and the civil servant said that what happens to the state level, to the state workers. We will continue to tackle these things as resources present itself. But my appeal to our workers is that we should be patient with government. You know, this state is the only state we have. We cannot eat a yam set. We are in government today. Tomorrow, you will retire. You will be in Ekiti State. We need to create a state that will give us peace. That is my own. So if we share everything on recurrent, and we don't create an ecosystem that will support wealth creation, that will give us peace of mind, it's not because not everybody are in paid employment. The same way I'm obligated to civil servants, I'm obligated to the drivers, to the shoemakers, to the market women, you understand, to those that are not in formal employment. These people, they don't have salaries. The only thing that touches them are government policies, infrastructure, water, and electricity. You know, and when you don't have limited resources, you have to ensure that you touch every sector. You know, we get to live bonus, but the one I've paid, nobody's talking about that. You know, we have one of the best scale for minimum wage in the country. We are one of the best scales in the country. And we are not the richest state. You know, so it's a process. I'm aware of the little bonus. We will do it. You know, because government is a continuum. You know, I'm not holding the bonus. You know, but we will do it. But government holds them. You know, but I don't want us to, because we have done that local government level. They didn't know how we did local government on. You know, you'll be saving that money since I don't know when. Just to pay them. You know. But the civil service Ekiti State they've been so cooperative and they've been so professional, and they should just have confidence in us that we will not take the issue of their welfare with levity. But at the same time, we owe the duty to God and to posterity to ensure that those that are not in formal government employment are taken care of. So we pay. Well, I think electricity is one area that we have done so well in the state. And when we came to office 2 years plus ago, there are communities that have not had electricity for 15, 10, 8, 9 years across the state. I remember going to campaign, and Kabi Solomo told me that, look, they've not had electricity for 14 years. That means that a child born 14 years ago wouldn't have seen electricity in his lifetime for that period. And I told Kabi that within 1 year we'll fix it. I didn't know how it was going to be done, but I made that promise. And within 1 year we'll fix it. You know, and we have intervened in Gwanyi, Ayekire, Ekiti East, Ijero, Ekiti West. We are doing Oye. I've just awarded Oye now. We are doing Ekpe. We are doing Awo, we've done Ibaraudo. So then Ikere had a major problem. We have done that. So I'm sure that we will have reconnected more than 40 communities to electricity. But it doesn't stop there. Because they've not had electricity for so long, when you reconnect them and they energizes it, the transformer will just, because it has not been used for so many years. So when you put it on, some of them will blow. So we are also replacing transformer. I know that in the last 2 weeks in Ado alone, we've distributed more than 15 transformers. And these are not cheap. And when you distribute, you have to connect. But I also know that when they connect electricity to some of these communities, they still don't get electricity because they have unreconciled bills with BDC. So they will not give the electricity until they go and pay what they were owing before. But what we have done in government is also put up a structure in Ministry of Infrastructure to ensure that they can help you to access cheap meters. Because I don't believe in estimated billing system. I don't believe that they should give a meter to one community and someone will wake up in the middle of the night and burn everything. Because it happened in Ikogose. When we connected electricity to Ikogose, because we had to take electricity from Ado to the one spring. Because they were burning diesel for 24 hours. So they gave the whole community a bulk meter. So I bought electricity for them. 350,000. In 3 days, they discovered that they used it up. So the community themselves now set up a structure to understand who was draining this electricity. Between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the night, all the weathers in the town, they will wake up. They'll be wedding. Do you understand? They'll be wedding. So they call and leave them. You cannot blame them now. So I now told them, look, this estimated bill system will not work. And until we got them to give us prepaid meters. So there's a structure in the Ministry of Infrastructure now. If you go there as a community, they will help you to get prepaid meters. So you only pay for what you use. That is the way out. But I think we have done so well on electricity.
Yes, on the issue of transformers, there is a community association of landladies and tenants, Bashiri Surulere. They are thanking you for giving them 500 kVA transformer. They appreciate it.
We distributed 15 Ado communities.
Yes, transformer ti wà nbẹ̀ nsìn wọ́n gbàjó wọ́n gba ayọ̀ ní torí kò sí wọn ò rántí wọn rí lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ mo á fẹ́ béèrè lọ́la jùlọ.
Okay, can I take this call? Hello, ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o.
Kí lorúkọ yín bolẹ̀ tí ń pè?
Inú mi dùn pé mo wọlé.
Okay.
Ìdẹ̀ni àkọ́kọ́ orúkọ mi ni Bello Ìdòwú aka Ìdòwú ẹlẹ́ran.
Okay.
Ọ̀gá mi.
Báwo ni o?
Your Excellency, sir.
No, I like to do.
1 + 1 = 8. In the first instance, what is bow? I want to define bow. Bow can be defined as a man of integrity that is generally accepted by almost everybody in the state. Wọ́n ní tí egun ẹni bá jóore, orí a máa yàtọ̀ kù. Ṣùgbọ́n síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ náà, ó kù nìkan ró. Ọ̀gá.
Yes.
Kò ní rẹ̀ yín o.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ wá mo wá fẹ́ kí ẹ bá mi ṣe kíní kan.
Kíni?
Lórí àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ kòkó àwọn kan ṣe kàkiri pé tó ń sọ tí mo fi tẹ̀lé mi gbọ́ pé ìjọba báwo opposition ló ń gbádùn ẹ̀ jù. Ọ̀gá màá fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ lórí àwọn àdíríjì mẹ́fà.
Oye mi. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Ìdòwú ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Bí mo ṣe sọ, èmi ò believe ní opposition. Mo believe pé Èkìtì ń gbogbo wa. Mi ò dẹ̀ believe pé torí pé àdúrà ń jọba pé ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ló yẹ kó gbádùn. Because kì í ṣe ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ló dìbò fún wa. Ìbò tó gbé adérí àlééfà àtọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àtàwọn tí ò sí nínú ẹgbẹ́ àtọ̀ náà dìbò. Kò dẹ̀ ní dá kí a wá dé orí oyè ká wá sọ pé ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ṣoṣo ló yẹ kó máa gbádùn. Ìjọba ń gbìyànjú fún àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́. Kò sí ìjọba tó ṣe appointment tó lè ta ti ṣe lágbà náà ti dá Èkìtì sílẹ̀. both at state and local government level. Bó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé bí a ṣe ń ṣe ní state level làwọn assembly members wá ń ṣe nílé wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn local government chairman ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn national assembly members náà ń ṣe fáwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan. So tí àwọn tó ń dìbò yàn yẹn tán bá ń ṣe fáwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan kò yẹ kí èmi náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà kó jẹ́ pé ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ni màá tún wá dojúkọ. So mi ń ṣe ọlọ́run kì í ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ni mo lè ṣe ṣùgbọ́n I want to do the right thing tí mo mọ̀ pé á jẹ́ kí inú ọlọ́run àti inú àwọn èèyàn kó dùn sí ìjọba yìí kì í ṣe ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ṣoṣo la máa dojúkọ tó tá a bá ṣe next year Èkìtì sọ fún wa pé ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ni kó lọ dìbò fún wa èmi ò dẹ̀ ready láti ṣe yẹn because kì í ṣe ìbọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ nìkan ló máa gbé wa wọlé o tá a bá fẹ́ gbàpótì ní next year bẹ̀ẹ̀ tàn tó bá kù tán believe pé wọn tí ì rí nǹkan kan ní sùúrù kan máa gbàdúrà kàn sí wọn ṣùgbọ́n èmi mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn tó ń dìbò fún pátápátá lẹ́kìtì náà try ní local government wọn ní wọ́ọ̀dù wọn fún ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba wà fún gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àti àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àtàwọn tó jẹ́ opposition àtàwọn tí ò sí nínú ẹgbẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan níjọba wà fún ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
sáré bèrè kí a tó gbé àpò.
ọlọ́lá wa jùlọ àwọn ibi tí a kó àwọn tí ẹ gbé àwọn transformer yìí fún tó bá rí àwọn àdúgbò tí ò tí ì lópo ná tí ò tí ì ní wáyà kí ni ètò ìjọba láti mú kí iná débẹ̀ wọ́n tètè connect wọn ìyẹn apá kan ìkejì ní ọ̀rọ̀ iléèwé gíga EXU ẹ ti sọ nígbà kan wípé ẹ fẹ́ so wọ́n pọ̀ mọ́ aládàáni níbo ni ètò yìí dé báyìí.
ẹ nípa di transformer ẹ correct àtọkùn tí ó bá ní ibi tá a gbé transformer sí gbogbo ibi tá a gbé sí láti ń so a máa ń so fún wọn tí nọ́mbà tí tó bá jẹ́ pé iná ti débẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ ibi tí náà ò dé ni a ti máa ṣètò láti múná débẹ̀ àwa ẹ̀ka ń gbé transformer sílẹ̀ láì sọ̀nà sọ lórí because tẹ́ bá ṣe wọ́n lè jí gbé lọ ọ̀kan lọ yọ mercury inú ẹ̀ so gbogbo yẹn láti máa ń fi sínú plan wa tó wọ́n ti kọ́kọ́ lọ sí wọ́n á ti lọ ṣe study wọ́n á ti survey bẹ̀tì díẹ̀ torí owó ìgbà mìíràn tó bá tún lè mú tó máa pa àwọn national assembly members ọ̀dọ̀ yìí nìkíní wà aṣáájú máa ń fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí eléyìí tá a máa distribute tá a ní connect nípa ti EXU a ti fa òpó dé EXU sí the only thing tó kù nípa ti EXU ni pé wọ́n ní láti lọ wo gbogbo iná tó ń lò pátápátá ká mọ̀ yẹ unit tó ń lò kan tó energize yẹ pẹ̀lú machine yẹn ẹ di pé òpó kíná tó débi òpó tó kọjá bí òpó tó múná débi ló múná lọ sí EXU ó dẹ̀ ti débẹ̀ but ọ̀ntì náà parí gbogbo study yẹn là tó wà mọ̀ time tá a máa dẹ́ iná tó dẹ̀ wà bí náà kì í ṣọ̀fẹ́ o ẹ máa gba mítà mo ti sọ fún GM yín pé kì í ṣọ̀fẹ́ ẹ máa gba mítà máa mítà yín bá ṣe mítà yín la ṣe máa mítà EXU iná ẹ̀ náà dé EXU àti fún ọ mítà báyìí àwọn abẹ́rẹ́ ti ń sanwó iná because tá a bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ máṣíìnì yẹn náà ó ní ìkan máa maintain yẹn ó ní ìtàn every month iná tẹ́lẹ̀ lè bá yàrá láti sanwó ẹ̀ o bí àwọn náà sanwó à ń sanwó iná yìí kì í ṣọ̀fẹ́ we pay what they call gas pass through charge every month gas tá ń lò àwa la ń rà á ṣètò wá sanwó iná tá ń lò so káwọn yẹn má rò pé ọ̀fẹ́ ni so ìjọba state ló ń gbé owó yẹn kì í dẹ̀ ṣe owó tó kéré owó tó pọ̀ gidi ni but the beauty náà ni pé iná wà.
ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé ìpè hello ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́
mo kí mr governor.
kí lorúkọ yín.
orúkọ mi ni akíwọlé dàrú láti ọ̀rẹ́.
ok ẹ múra béèrè yín.
ẹ jọ mo kí mr governor àti wọn kí iṣẹ́ lágbára náà.
ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
ẹ jọ mr governor ọ̀nà wa láti ìpàkì dé ọ̀rìn dé ìgbó láti sí ọ̀rà torí gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà jẹ́ fún farm settlement wà lọ́rùn gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbà mí àádákun àáṣe àgbàdo àmì rí kíní bá wa fún jáde torí ọ̀nà yẹn mọ́tò tẹ̀sẹ̀ máa gbàgbé rárá.
kí lẹ porúkọ ọ̀nà ọ̀rìn ọ̀rà.
ọ̀rìn Èkìtì sí ìtàkì sí ìgbó.
sí ìdó ok.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mr governor wọ́n bá wa ṣe sí kọ́ńtàkì ẹ̀ nígbà ìjọba bàbá wa.
Adétúnbí.
gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ fáyọ̀ṣe.
ok.
ṣùgbọ́n mọ́tò ti pé wọ́n ṣe yẹn ọ̀gá ayé bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀.
ló wà ń bẹ̀.
ó ti wà ń bẹ̀ láti fa ẹ́.
ok ok.
ṣe bá lọ sí ọ̀nà ilé bàbá wa Ṣẹ́gun Òdìkú.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
yes. ẹ rí kékeré lẹ́nu àti ìyàwó ilé ẹ lọ ọ̀nà yẹn ó kú gan mọ́tò tẹ ẹ̀ wá ń gbàgbẹ̀ rárá ọ̀kadà làwa ń gbé à ń gbàgbẹ̀ ìyẹn ìkíní ìkéjì fà ìyẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ ti fà ẹgbẹ́ àbẹ̀yìn lẹ́gbọ̀n náà sí wá sí ministry staff 2019-2020 lágbára náà.
a máa san ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀ a máa san ẹ má wọrí.
so ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀nà yẹn pé kí lè rí sọ̀sì.
a máa àwọn kan tá a lè máa ní kán lọ wo ọ̀nà yẹn. I'm a bit confused about that road. tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀nà tó gba Ìfàkì sí Ọ̀rìn Ọ̀rà sí Do tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀nà yẹn ni I think that we are working on that. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Hello, à ń gbọ́ yín o, kí lorúkọ àti bólẹ̀ tí ń pè. Nílùú wo?
ní Adó Èkìtì ọ̀nà ọ̀pàpà road.
Ok, ẹ múra béèrè yín.
Kí Mr. Gọ́nà pé wọ́n ṣe fún transformer kan dé sí Ìwárọ̀ lórí ọ̀nà ló máa dé ọ̀dọ̀ wa. Ṣé a lè fún bẹ̀ wọ́n lórí ọ̀nà wa ní àdúgbò níbí gírèdì kan ṣe yẹn kò dọ́dọ̀ wa sígbà tá a ṣe ìgbà tá a fẹ́ ti wá ìgbà tá a fẹ́ gbé dọ́dọ̀ wa ní machine yẹn ní port tó kájọ ká tún padà rántí wa.
ọ̀nà bó ni ẹ.
nínú Tolúwa ní
community ok.
ọ̀nà tó jáde sínú
ẹ̀mí ni ok.
Thank you wọ́n ti gbọ́ yín. Okay, another caller. Hello. Okay, we lost that. Hello,
sir.
Yes. Ẹ ṣé.
Àbá kí gómìnà wa bá fún iṣẹ́ tó ṣe lẹ́kìtì.
Ẹ ṣeun sà.
Ó ṣe.
Orúkọ mi ni Adéyẹmí Kẹ́hìndé láti Awàjì community Olújọdá èrè Aládé.
Okay.
Ìyá transformer ń jẹ wá ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀nà gbogbo lọ́wọ́ ò dáa. Kí ló máa ń tẹ̀ bí àárín kankan.
Ṣé àdìkọ́ ó dà pé mo ti rí lẹ́tà yín o mo ti sẹ́ndì ẹ̀ sí àwọn tó mo ti rí lẹ́tà yín.
Ọ̀nà wa náà ò dá ọ̀nà yẹn ló jáde láti Olújọdá Olíkì sí Ṣáṣá.
Mo mọ̀ ń pa ọ̀nà yẹn ó ti wà nínú ramp ó ti wà nínú World Bank project mo mọ̀ ń pa a máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti lẹ́tà yín nípa ti transformer bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Okay. Yes, Ayo, you have a question for Mr. Governor. Go ahead.
Security, which of course is also one that is quite jamming to the people.
Yeah.
What are you doing to ensure continuous peace and security in Ekiti?
Well, I like the slant to that question, continuous peace, and you will discover that we've been lucky, and God has helped us to secure the space. But Ekiti State is one of the safest states in the country, and the safest in the southwest. But like you said, we must ensure that there's no rollback on this achievement. What we have done in Ekiti State is to scale up intelligence gathering, because I believe strongly that the foundation to any secure environment is the quality of intelligence that you gather. And we have put structures in place to ensure that we get real-time information, from nook and crannies of the states that we share with the security operatives, because it's better for you to be proactive security-wise than to be reactive, So, and once you have access to quality information timelessly, we are also enabling the use of technology, through IWAS project to ensure that we move faster than these criminals. We've increased support to the security agencies, and there's a collaboration and unity among all of them. We've been lucky in Ekiti State that we've not had serious cases of intelligence rivalry in the state. Both our local security apparatus, the Amotekun, the Agro Rangers, and the Peace Corps serves as bastion of intelligence gathering for the former security organization. So they are working hand in hand with our traditional rulers, local government chairmen, because I mandate all local government chairmen to hold security council meetings every month, and they submit report to my office and that of the SA security. So that has been helpful. So we continue to ensure that we secure our space, because without security there can't be any development.
Okay, we have another caller. Hello? Yes, who is speaking? I'm from where?
I'm Femi me for Mr. Ekiti. I want to speak with Mr. Governor.
Okay, he's listening to you. He can hear you.
Mr. Governor, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Yes, sir.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run adúró tì yín o.
Àmì àtẹ̀yìn náà.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìṣẹ̀ níná láti bí oṣù mẹ́sàn-án báyìí o.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ níṣẹ́ Èkìtì a ò ní nọ́mbẹ̀ láti bí oṣù mẹ́sàn-án. A ní challenge ẹjọ́ tá ẹ bá wa.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sínú yín ṣé ẹ jọ̀wọ́ náà ni àbọ̀ disconnect yín àbó bàjẹ́?
No, wọ́n jí wáyà láti Ìkẹ́rẹ́, wáyà tó sáàbù láti Ìkẹ́rẹ́ láti ọ̀nà ẹ̀bùn fún mi ní ìyàwó.
Yes.
Wọ́n ká lọ títí dé Ọ̀pẹ̀sẹ̀.
Kábíyèsí sọ fún mi, I remembered now.
Yes, sir.
Kábíyèsí mentioned it to me and ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé yes wọ́n sọ fún mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wàhálà ibẹ̀ ni pé inú igbó ni wáyà yẹn wà, so we have to move it to the main road. So I've told them to go and do the costing. Kábíyèsí and Ìjàlẹ̀ mentioned it to me, but they have not come back to me. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà owó ni. Oga.
Okay, Your Excellency, let's quickly take this message before we go on another break from Ekiti State Radio Facebook page. Kayode Sukomi Michael, my amiable governor, please, we need your attention in Shasha Market along Ike Road. There is no good road, no good shop, no security. Please and please, we need your urgent attention.
Yeah. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that situation, and somebody brought it to my attention, and we'll see what we can do about that. I'm aware of that situation. I'm aware of the road situation to Shasha Market. I'm aware of it. Yeah.
Another person, Olugbenga Adaramola, says the best governor so far. Bao is God's own project. Please kindly repair Afao Road, especially from Prison Junction to Afao. The road is terrible. God bless you, sir.
It's correct. And we have done it to, is this government that did to Prison Junction? Yeah. So, and Afao is a community that is very dear to us, because that is the city of a former governor of the state. So whatever you can do to support them, we will do that. But the phase one terminates at Prison Junction, then they will take it off from there. Yeah.
Okay, there's this one. On behalf of the entire inhabitants of Ifeoluwa community of Nova Road, please slow the pace. Opopoboro Ado Ekiti, we wish to thank the governor for your quick response to our letter in respect of the deplorable condition of the road linking our community. The team from the Ministry of Works at Ado Ekiti came to the community for on-the-spot assessment. And Your Excellency, we are appealing to you for the quick rehabilitation of the road. We want to assure you of our commitment to your second term in office. Hey.
Okay, at least the team has they visited, yes. So I'll be waiting for their report.
Okay,
and it was me that dispatched the team to go to that place. I'm aware of that road. Yeah.
Okay, Your Excellency, and viewers and listeners would like to go on another short break, and after that we'll continue with the program. Please stay tuned.
Ìjọba báwo ó ti dé lọ́dún mẹ́fà tí transformer yìí tó ti ń dẹ́rùbà wá ní ọjà tó bá dúbà yìí tó bá lànà ẹni gbogbo wa máa ń sá ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́nu ìgbà tó báwo ti gbé mi wá yìí ọkàn wa balẹ̀ kó ọjà wá sèfù ṣé wàá dúpẹ́ gidigidi lọ́wọ́ báwo.
ẹni pé wọ́n gbé transformer wá síbí ọlọ́lá wa gómìnà Biodun Oyebanji wọ́n pè gbàjarè sí wọn pé iná bí ò dáa láti ọdún méjì sẹ́yìn pé kò lè fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn kan máa jìyà iná gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfẹ́ tán ní sí ará ìlú wọ́n ní pé léni o pé aláàbò gbé transformer wá síbí so that iná lè tọ́ fún àwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyí wọ́n lè rí iná lò kí ìgbádùn wọn ará ìlú tó jọ wọn lógún yẹn wọ́n lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jàǹfààní ìjọba tara tó ìdìbò ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn.
ìjọba Biodun Oyebanji ìjọba dáadáa ni ó tún inú wa dùn sí ọ̀nà yìí tẹ́lẹ̀ èèyàn lè gbàbẹ̀ ó bá wa ṣe ọ̀nà yìí ó dẹ̀ ṣe gbogbo àwọn títì but mo ń bẹ̀ ń báyìí àdúgbò wa mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ wọ́n kàn jọ Ọlọ́run lọ́wọ́ Olújọdá kàn bá wa ṣe Olújọdá lane 9.
Tí n bá rí wọn báyìí mo máa dúpẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe fún wa ni o torí gbogbo àwọn àǹfààní tá àti jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì rí òun ni àwa National Union ń jẹ báyìí nípa àwọn ti dírẹ́fà gbogbo nǹkan tó bá yẹ tó yẹ kán ṣe fún wọn ló ń ṣe fún wọn state office wa wọ́n ti bá wa kọ́ even gan branch wa tó jẹ́ ti Ìrèje wọ́n náwó sí wa gbogbo ọ̀nà bridge gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́n bá wa ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́n bá wa ṣe wọ́n ti bá wa ṣe bridge iwájú ọ̀dọ̀ wa ń sìn wọ́n bá wa da ọ̀dà sí gbogbo ibi tó yẹ tí àwọn mọ́tò wa ń gbà tí táyà wọn ti ń bàyẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́n ti bá wa ń túnṣe so a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn pé wọ́n kú iṣẹ́ o àdẹ̀tún sì ń retí pé kán tẹ̀síwájú nínú iṣẹ́ takuntakun tó ń ṣe kán túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú ní títí da 2030 àṣìwà lẹ́yìn wọn àdẹ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ní fi wọ́n sílẹ̀.
He is trying his best in every area. At least he has touched tremendously all area in this Ado Ekiti, most especially in our environment, housing environment. He's doing very well. Government is doing very well. He's paying the staff very well. At least he's trying his best. Nobody can satisfy human being with 100%. At least 75%.
Tá a bá rí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì a sọ fún ẹ pé ọmọlúwàbí èèyàn ni wọ́n torí wọ́n ṣe dáadáa. Gómìnà kan gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe jù báyìí lọ nípa àwọn ọ̀nà tí wọ́n ń ṣe owó òṣìṣẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń lọ rọ́wọ́rọ́wọ́ rọ̀ṣẹ̀. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì gan-an omi tútù tó ó kún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì torí gómìnà wa èèyàn dáadáa ni wọ́n. Ẹ̀kejì wọn yìí ìrọ̀rùn ni wọ́n fi wọlé pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run torí wọ́n ṣe dáadáa ọmọlúwàbí èèyàn ni wọ́n. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn gan fún gbogbo kópa tí wọ́n kó lórí kí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì kó lè bọ́ sí ìrọ̀rùn. Ọlọ́run aláàánú náà yóò fẹ́ràn tàwọn náà yóò bá ní bùkún wọn.
Ìjọba ẹ̀ dáa o torí gbogbo títì tí ò rí àdúgbò tí ò rọ́nà gbogbo ó bá wa ṣe ní Èkìtì iná ó tàn torí ilé mi náà nà omiṣàn jana báyìí ní Aláṣíá ó bá wa ṣe ó wá kù kan bá wa ṣe lọ sọ́nà Òkè Ọ̀ṣun so kẹ́ a máa dúró ní ọ̀nà láti máa fẹsẹ̀ àsìkò òjò yìí báyìí ó lágbára ní sáìdì ibẹ̀ kan.
My name is Biodun Oyebanji.
All right, welcome to the last segment of the program, and the program is still Meet Your Governor. And I've just been informed now that another radio station is equally beaming this program live, and that is Fresh FM at Ekiti. Yes, let's go to Ayo. What's your next question?
What are your expectations and what are the outcomes?
Well, thank you, sir, so much for that question. The president gave us a charge, all the governors, that we have to grow ourselves out of poverty. You know, and I'm an incredible believer in the power of agri to drive prosperity. I believe strongly in it. I also believe strongly in the ability of agri to create wealth, to create employment, and to also support our security architecture. If you recall that during the time of Chief Awolowo, everything we got in the western part of the country they were getting through agriculture, but we neglected it for oil. And the fact that oil couldn't solve a problem now is a pointer of the fact that we have to go back to agric. So when I got into office, I sat down with my agric team, the commissioner, and I told him that, look, go and fashion me a strategy that will transit our farmers from subsistence farming to agric business. That we make agriculture acceptable to our youths. That create an ecosystem whereby you bring dignity into agric business. And also provide for ourselves, we can feed ourselves. But I've always believed that palliative is just a temporary measures to solving a problem. That is not, it's not something that is sustainable. Because the rice, the beans you are distributing, they were grown by someone. So when you import them, you wage foreign exchange, you enable the economy of other countries at the detriment of your own country. So our agric policy is based on one, bringing in private business players, the commercial agriculture practitioners, the big farmers into the space, creating an ecosystem for medium-sized farmers, the youth, and also gradually replacing the aging population of our farmers. So we transit from subsistence farming to agribusiness. And most of the problem we have agric in the states stems from access to land clearing, access to improved seedling, extension services support, then marketing. Because it will shock you if I share this with you, that the Commissioner for Investment did a study in the state, and he discovered, to my amazement, that before the farming season began, some people will come outside the state and give money to our farmers to farm. And when they finish farming, they just come and cut away the proceeds. That is slavery. So our farmers have been slaving for people. So they are not in control of the pricing. Because they will have just bought everything, just give it, so you farm for them. So they've just come with their trucks and they will load it away. And at the peak of scarcity, they bring it back to us and sell. I almost wept the day she told me. And she gave me statistics. And I told myself that, well, God helping me, that I will try and attempt a reversal of this wicked acts. And I went to the president. And I told him, and he said, what can I do for you? I said, I needed help. And he approved my proposal. That is why we were able to do what we did last year. Last year, we cleared more than 2,000 hectares of land in the state. We not only clear, we plow, we ridge, we gave them seedlings, and we set up a trading company that bought all those things from them. Because if you don't do that, you leave them at the mercy of the middlemen. So last year alone, from our youth, we onboarded close to 900 youths working in 6 clusters across the states. And because of what we are doing in Okaku areas now, criminality has gone down. Because the forest, where they hide all their victims, we are clearing them. We are not only clearing, we are trenching. Because when you clear, you don't trench, they bring their cows to come and graze on it. So it's an extremely capital intensive, because I cannot take the youths to the farms and I won't be able to protect them. As we are trenching, we have security there, 24/7, feeding them, bought vehicles. Then we also put in place the agro rangers. In fact, we have to increase their numbers now, because we don't have enough. We have to buy more vehicles for them. So because of the success of the one we did last year, now this year alone, they told me they have close to 4,000 applications. And I said, there's no way, I don't have the resources to onboard 4,000 people. But take the one you can do. And we are doing this in partnership with local governments. But because last year was successful, the guys went to the farm. In spite of the limited rain for last year, we gave them improved seedling that are drought resistant. So they are still able to make some money. And we bought everything from them and we paid them. So when people now realize that you can stay in your village and make money. One day I distributed close to 300 million naira to the youths. So we are doing that, and I believe strongly that we see the impact very soon because we are aggregating now. And the reason why we set up a trading company is to also mitigate, because Ekiti State, funnily, has we have the highest food inflation in the southwest because of what I told you. Because when they grow, people just come and cut it away because they paid for it upfront. So, but we have some. We are aggregating now that we are going to release to the market when prices go up. We are experimenting that. We want to see how far you can go with that. So Agric has been able to provide employment, support our security architecture, and also put people to job. And it's across the value chain. We are doing broilers, we are doing livestock, we are doing vegetables, we are doing in maize. In fact, I was shocked that they can grow cowpea in Ekiti. And I saw the farm, I was shocked. And we are doing this with a private entity. So it has been an eye opener, and I thank the president for this, and I thank the youth and the communities that also release their lands for us to do this. But when we take the land, we pay compensation to use those lands. Yeah.
Okay, Your Excellency, before we continue with calls, let me read this message. Good evening, Mr. Governor, sir. My name is Elizabeth Abiri, a core member with batch B2. We appreciate all you do for the state. My appeal is that can you kindly consider that we core members posted to ministries and government establishment be given stipend or allowance, no matter how small. God bless you, sir.
We are doing that.
I wonder.
Government is doing that. I don't know how much, but I know we are doing that.
Okay.
But I find out. But I know we are doing that.
Okay. This one says, Your Excellency, sir, we the people of Toluwani Community Development Association, Shije Omishonjano Ajebamidele, request your assistance to help us swap our Type 3/300 kVA to Type 3/500 kVA capacity, and also help in the installation and energizing of the transformer. I think they have one. They want it upgraded.
There's a request on my table that I approved last week for a swapping of transformer, but I don't know whether it's for this community or not.
Okay. Let's take some other calls. Hello? Yes, good evening. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, kí lorúkọ bulletin pé àti pé kí lẹ fẹ́ bá gómìnà sọ?
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni láti ló ń wá.
Okay, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ yín.
Ẹ kú ètò, àti gómìnà wa fún kújẹ́ takuntakun.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o, ṣé àlàáfíà lẹ wà?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbà wọ́n iṣẹ́ o. Gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣojú òkìtì dáadáa, ọlọ́run náà máa gbé yín dá o.
Bulletin pé.
Ìlú ọmọba.
Báwo ni iná yín bẹ̀?
Àwọn olóòmù ṣe ń bá lọ, olóòmù ṣe ń bá lọ.
Good.
Láti bí 10 years. Ní iná wa ti gbà kó tó gbé gómìnà wa ìlú wa bá wa ṣe olóòlè gómìnà. Kódà gan ìgbà tí gómìnà kà pé òun fún ọ púrọ́mìsì náà yẹn. Tó ilé wọn ìgbà tí gómìnà ti púrọ́mìsì ẹ̀ wọ́n ti wá bá wa ṣe náà yẹn. Àti iṣẹ́ tí gómìnà púrọ́mìsì àti ilé tí wọ́n púrọ́mìsì gbogbo ẹ̀ gómìnà ṣe o. Nítorí ilé tó ń bọ̀ 4+4 olùsọ ẹ̀jọ́ ta gómìnà tó ń gbé wọn lọ́ta. Ẹ̀jọ́ lẹ́túwẹ̀sì ni wọ́n ti blind mo wà ní sọ̀díjà ẹ̀jọ́ mo ń dùn lọ́wọ́ gómìnà ta àti àti wọn ní gómìnà.
Okay.
Generator tó lè tó gbé stage mo lè wá fi ta ọkàn mo ní stage yẹn bọ̀ wá fi generator láti máa tú àtàwọn ọmọ tí mo ra àwọn àǹtó náà mo fi ń tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀jọ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ mo ní ìdìbà ọlọ́run rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ta.
Ẹ lọ bá iṣẹ́ ẹ̀mọ́ kọmíṣánná yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ sà.
Kí lorúkọ ẹ̀?
Fẹ́mi Awẹ́ni sà.
Okay, ẹ sọ pé mo ní pé kó bá mi discuss ọ̀rọ̀ yín tó bá ti rí mi.
Ẹ̀rọ sà.
Ẹni pé mo ní kó rán mi létí ọ̀rọ̀ yín, ẹ fún lórúkọ yín àti fún nọ́mbà yín, ẹni pé mo ní kó wá rí mi.
Ọdún ẹ̀ sà.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yẹmi, ní ìṣẹ́jú tó pọ̀ mọ́ ẹ̀.
Nígbà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí àti nírú àsìkò yìí báyìí 2025 láwàá.
Okay, the governor has graciously added 30 minutes so that we can ask as many questions. Okay.
Ní irú àsìkò yìí, nígbà àtijọ́ 2025 láwàá yìí, àmọ́ nǹkan tí 2026 ń sọ fẹ́kìtì. Oríṣiríṣi àkọlé la dẹ̀ ń rí káàkiri. Àwọn kan ní 4+4. Àwọn kan ní báwo yìí ò tí ì sọ̀rọ̀. Your Excellency ṣàgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu báwo yìí báyìí nírọ̀lẹ́ yìí.
ẹ ṣe mo dúpẹ́ àwọn tó bá mọ̀ mí á mọ̀ pé gbogbo nǹkan tí máa ṣe máa fọlọ́run ṣáájú eléyìí tí mo ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ yìí owó Ọlọ́run ló yọ̀ǹda ẹ̀ fún mi mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé wọ́n fún mi láyè láti sìn àwọn Èkìtì mo mọ̀ wípé tí n bá ṣe lè dáadáa tó tẹ́ Ọlọ́run lọ́rùn going forward will not be a problem because kò sí bá ṣe lè ṣe kìràkìtà tó láyé Ọlọ́run ló máa ń fìyàn sórí ipò Ọlọ́run ló dẹ̀ ń fọba jẹ èmi mọ̀ yẹn mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé ẹ má bínú kò máa sọ lóyìnbó the Bible says that by strength shall no man prevail kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe so 2026 ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ló wà eléyìí tó Ọlọ́run fún mi ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe kí ni Ọlọ́run dùn ṣẹ́rí 2026 yẹn ó kéré.
Okay, Your Excellency, we have another caller. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Governor.
Yes, sir.
Afọláhàn tèmi tọ́pẹ́ mi láti mo fẹ́ rí lábẹ́sẹ̀.
Yes, sir.
Àǹtí àdúgbò kan ní ẹ́mbáàsì ni mo fẹ́ rí ìbáyìí.
Yes.
Kò síbi ìrọ̀kan tọ́nà ti dá ń bẹ̀. Kò síbi kankan tọ́lá dẹ̀ ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ ìdìbò tẹ́lá ti táwọn èèyàn ti máa ń jáde láti sẹ́yìn. Òun máa ń kọ́ nínú mi tí bá ti pẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ àyẹ̀ tí bá ti kọjá bẹ̀.
Embassy Island àbí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ Embassy Island láyé lóṣù.
Ok mo ti gbọ́ ẹ má wọlé. Òjò sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tún.
Mo rò pé ó ti parí ni kẹ́lò mi bèrè. Hello? ẹ sún mẹ́yìn bí rédíò yín kí lorúkọ. Ok ẹ bá gómìnà sọ̀rọ̀ ní ṣókí.
Ṣé ẹ ní phone number? Ẹ pè phone number yín wá kọ́lẹ̀ sí ẹnìkan pè.
Ẹ pè phone number yín. Yes. 46. Yes. 18. 80. Yes. 46. Ẹ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa pè é pè 0904618 ẹ pè lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan kó lè yé wa. Yes. 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 8012. Kí lorúkọ? Adébáyọ̀ Ọmọ́táyọ̀. Okay. All right, we have another caller. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
All right, kí lorúkọ yín o?
My name is Tofumi from Ado Ekiti.
What's your name?
Tofumi.
Okay, Tofumi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you have to tell Mr. Governor?
I want to thank him for sports.
Sports?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And for giving us a baby, Dr. Mrs. Olusola Ositoba.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So much. Yes,
sir. Okay, we have another caller. Hello? Hello? Yes, kí ló ẹ ṣe kí lorúkọ yín? Kí lorúkọ yín bó lẹ ti ń pè? Okay.
mo rí iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí gómìnà yìí ṣe lẹ́kìtì mo gbà á ládùúrà àwọn túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú ẹni gan
God bless you.
nǹkan tí mẹ̀kúnnù ń fẹ́ òun ni wọ́n
Báyìí
ṣe
kò kọ́ wọlé.
wọ́n ṣe
Lẹ́mi
lódì.
lórí láti ọ̀dọ̀ wa.
gómìnà mo máa ń gbọ́ ẹ̀mọ̀ pé èmi náà máa ń darapọ̀ ètò ìyẹn ní ọjọ́ Tuesday.
Ok.
màmá kan máa ń pe ọkùnrin Adébọ̀wálé pé omi ń gbé àwọn lọ ní ibì kan bó ti gbàgbó ti sápá mi lórí ìbádárúkọ bẹ̀ yẹn.
Ok.
ó yẹ ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa bá mi bèrè lọ́wọ́ ọkọ̀ Adébọ̀wálé wọn
Ok.
tó máa ṣe áàkì program yẹn lọ́jọ́ Tuesday.
Ok.
ẹ bá mi dá màmá yẹn lóhùn.
Ok,
gbogbo
ma.
wa náà la máa dàgbà tó
Ẹ ma-
àwọn máa ń ṣe mí.
ma find out.
wọ́n bá ti pè sí orí program yẹn pé omi máa ń gbé wọn lọ.
Ma find out, ma.
Tweet tí wọ́n ń gbé.
Ok.
Màá ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ fún yín.
Ma find out. Ẹ ṣé ma. Amen. God bless you ma.
tí màmá náà bá ń gbọ́ kán pè sí next edition program
Yeah,
yẹn
yeah.
kán tún make
Yeah,
a
yeah,
request
yeah.
yẹn. kí lorúkọ. hello. yeah, good evening. ẹ káalẹ́ kí lorúkọ yín bolẹ̀ tí ń pè. ẹ ṣe kí lorúkọ yín. Ìdòwú Aríbísáyà láti bo. hello. láì pé nẹ́tíwọ̀kì wọn
ọlọ́lá
dá.
gómìnà ọ̀rọ̀ nípa flood àti omi tó ń gbé wọn lọ yẹn ló jẹ́ ìrántí wípé Èkìtì wà lára àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí a tún gbọ́dọ̀ mójútó lọ́dún yìí lọ́dún tó kọjá wọ́n pe kíní kan ní dredging tẹ́ ṣe káàkiri gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì kí ni ètò yín lọ́dún yìí torí omi yìí tún ti ń ya.
àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe káàkiri gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ sí commissioner travel bẹ̀rẹ̀ máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ DSA bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mo ti approve gbogbo area tán sọ fún mi pé ẹ rí i pé the first lágbàá láti dé àti witness ọ̀rọ̀ omi nítorí pé our proactive and dredge and desilt so màá béèrè lọ́wọ́ bí tán bá dé bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo ti approve dredging more for this year I don't know how far they have gone with that.
hello. 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 gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ti sọ náà ń fetí sí. Okay, we have another caller. Hello. Hello, ti wọlé o. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, ẹ sún kúrò nídìí rédíò yín, ẹ sún kúrò nídìí rédíò yín. Kí lorúkọ àti bọ́lẹ̀ tí ń pè? Láti orúkọ. Okay. Okay.
ẹ lọ bá ṣíàmà yín òun náà máa gbọ́ báyìí ṣáàjọ ní nìyẹn àbí bó ní ẹ lọ bá Ògúngbèmí a máa gbọ́ sí kó lọ síbẹ̀.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bukola.
ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ètò ààbò láìpẹ́ yìí ni wọ́n gbóríyìn fún ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìpínlẹ̀ tó yanrantí jù nípa ìdáàbòbò ní orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àmọ́ pàpà síbẹ̀ náà a sì pàpà ń gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn nípa àwọn jàǹdùkú lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀daràn ǹjẹ́ ó ní àwọn ètò tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ti là kalẹ̀ láti lè rí i dájú wípé ìdáàbòbò túbọ̀ wà fún àwọn aráàlú.
ṣe atọ́kùn ó kàn jẹ́ wípé kì í ṣe gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ tá à ń gbé la lè máa sọ lórí afẹ́fẹ́ màá kàn fi dá àwọn èèyàn wa lójú wípé ìjọba ò sùn a dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tòótọ́ wọ́n lè kìtì pé ó sè fún sìn ṣùgbọ́n ìyẹn gan máa bí àwọn kan nú pé kan máa kọ́ sí wàhálà ń bí ṣùgbọ́n a ti gbáradì láti rí wípé kò ní sí wàhálà ẹnìkan kò ní da omi peace tó wà lẹ́kìtì kò ní dàrú àbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ṣe mọ̀ pọ̀lọ̀ security náà kì í ṣe agbófinró nìkan ló yẹ kó máa ṣe gbogbo wa pátápátá tá a bá ti rí nǹkan tí ó rú wa lójú ẹ jẹ́ ká fi tó àwọn agbófinró létí nítorí pé tí ò bá sí information tó credible kò sí nǹkan tán lè ṣe àwọn èèyàn wa náà aláwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan lára wa tó yẹ pé àwọn náà gbà wọ́n sílé tó máa jiyàn gbé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn kan náà ti máa ra bread láti wá ra rice láti wá ra tramadol táta fún wọn gbòòrò ara wa la sọ fún wọn pé ní báyìí ṣe wá láti ilé láti Èkó yẹ báyìí ló wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ọjọ́ báyìí ló máa padà àwọn yẹn wà nìyẹn.
Yes, Your Excellency, let me quickly ask this one. Your administration just increased subventions to the judiciary and the legislative arms of government, and coupled with many projects that the government is financing, some are wondering whether you are borrowing money secretly.
Even tertiary institutions.
Yes, to tertiary institutions as well. Many people are wondering, where are you getting these resources? That is the state borrowing without letting the people know?
Well, thank you so much. It's not possible for a state to borrow without letting people. But the process leading to borrowing is an open process. You know, so it's not possible for a state to borrow secretly. It's impossible. We had to increase subvention for the second time because I'm a realist. As at the time we increased that subvention last year, you know, the wage increment had not come on stream. If that increment will not amount to a waste, you know, I must make provision for the adjustment in the monthly subventions of universities and all the institutions to enable them to respond to the wage increment. If we don't do that, we'll be shortchanging their workers, you know, and that can lead to an industrial unrest. I'm glad that EXO has not been able to maintain stable academic environment. The health sector is now stable. It's tough on us. That singular act has ballooned our wage bill by 500 million naira every month. That is the truth. But it's around 498, it's over 400 million. Yeah, thereabout. You know, but we have to do that because those workers are Ekiti workers, and they go to the same market that those enjoy the minimum wage are going to. They have children, they have needs, and I have that responsibility to ensure that we do it for them. It's tough, but it's a bullet that we have to bite. Then, with respect to funding of ongoing projects, we have not taken any loan. The reforms of the president, the unification of the exchange rates, the removal of first subsidies have freed some resources to the states. So there's an increment in what comes to the state on a monthly basis. And the other one or two interventions that comes once in a while, not every day. So what I've been doing also is to prioritize our needs and also to be sacrificial in what we do. And I keep telling people this, that look, when you say 1 naira, 2 naira, when you aggregate it, it's a lot of money. You know, I'm very hard on wasteful spending. You know, and I'm living by example. I'll be 3 years in office by October. I've not bought an official car for myself. I'm the only appointee in the state. I'm not an appointee. I'm the only one in this state that don't have a new car. All the commissioners, they have new vehicles. Assembly members, they have new vehicles. Technical advisors, new vehicles. I'm the only person in this state that is using vehicle dropped for me by Governor Fayemi. I've not bought an official car. And if I go outside the state, I stay in the lodge because it's cheaper. I don't stay in an hotel. In Lagos, I stay in the leasing office. That's where I live. That's where my wife lives if he goes to Lagos. The leasing office. I don't go to hotels to save cost. And I fly commercial aircraft.
Hello. Your Excellency. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́, kí lorúkọ yín bolẹ̀ tí ń pè?
Àbáyé tó ní láti olúwọlé ọ̀rọ̀ pé làdó Èkìtì.
Ok. Kí lẹ fẹ́ bá gómìnà sọ?
Wọ́n ṣe gba àwọn nínú ilé kẹ́lí lè ṣòbí ní o. Àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn fún transformer tí wọ́n pè fún wa ní olúwọlé ọ̀rọ̀ pé ọlọ́ àti ìjọba wọn lẹ́yìn. Ojú ò ní tì wọ́n o. Mo wá tó fi àsìkò yìí bẹ̀ wọ́n ká torí ọlọ́run kan ṣàánú wa ní ọ̀nà olúwọlé ọ̀rọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ wọn ní bàjẹ́ o. 4+4 = 8.
Ẹ ṣeun sir, mo dúpẹ́.
Ọ̀nà olúwọlé ọ̀rọ̀ pé.
Where is that one?
It's in a community nearby, not too far from it.
Okay.
Yes. Hello.
Hello sir,
ẹ kálẹ́ o, kí lorúkọ bolẹ̀ tí ń pè?
Orúkọ mi ni Wòlíì àti Ajíhìnrere Ayọ̀délé Dúwàtí láti Àdó.
Ok, kí lẹ fẹ́ bá gómìnà sọ?
Kí àwọn bàbá tí wọ́n fi iṣẹ́, Ọlọ́run májẹ̀mú, Ọlọ́run tó fi iṣẹ́ rán wọn kò ní padà lẹ́yìn wọn lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹjọ́ àkíyèsí tí mo fẹ́ pè wọ́n sí ni ọ̀nà àrà láti Àwọ̀ sí Ìjẹ̀rò.
ọ̀nà yẹn ó jẹ́ ọ̀nà tí ó pín sí Ìjẹ̀rò àti sí Adó. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ni pé kán jọ kán ṣíjú àánú wò wá ní ìlú yẹn. Mo gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run tó fi iṣẹ́ rán wọn sí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì kò ní fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ lórúkọ Jésù. Iṣẹ́ yìí á ṣe é ṣe fún wọn, wọ́n á lè parí iṣẹ́ náà lórúkọ.
Ẹ ṣe sà, a máa ṣe ọ̀nà yẹn. Nǹkan tó kọ́ ni wípé wọ́n ti gbọ́nà yẹn fún agbaṣẹ́ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀, but ẹni ọ̀wá kò ṣe kò tẹ̀ lọ kò move to site, and torí pé ó ti gba letter of award and láti revoke ẹ̀, so gba time díẹ̀ ká tó revoke ọ̀nà yẹn. At the advertisement, and mo mọ̀ pé the process is ongoing, but mi mo bí tán bá dé, but we are going to award the road very soon.
Okay. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ ránṣẹ́ kó tẹ̀ sí 091-354-19408 tàbí 080-211-37663. A ní ìpè gómìnà. Hello. Ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè kó sún sẹ́yìn nídìí rédíò àbí tẹlifíṣàn ẹ̀ ká lè gbọ́ wọn dáadáa. Hello. Kí lorúkọ yín? Kí lorúkọ? À ń gbọ́ yín, kí lorúkọ?
Orúkọ mi ni Afẹ́ni fọ́rọ̀ ọmọ nìyí.
Ok, láti bo?
Orúkọ mi ni Afẹ́ni fọ́rọ̀ ọmọ nìyí láti Ìwárọ̀.
Ok, kí lẹ ní bá gómìnà sọ? Ok, ẹ bá gómìnà sọ̀rọ̀? All right. À ń gbọ́ yín, gómìnà ń gbọ́ yín.
Àdúgbò náà gómìnà wa o. Transformer tuntun tí wọ́n fún wa ní Ìwárọ̀ ni o.
Ẹ ṣé.
Ọlọ́run ayọ̀ gbogbo ayọ̀ tí wọ́n náà kúrò.
Àmín, ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́.
Àdúgbò náà wọ̀.
God bless you, sir.
Àdùnkù fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí rán wọn létí ọ̀nà wa náà. Ọ̀nà wa ló jáde láti wájú ìjọba arena sí èsì rẹ̀. Òun ibẹ̀ ló ti wọlé, ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ ló tẹ̀ jáde sí direct. Ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ lọ́nà pólì.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Mo
ń gbọ́ yín.
So à ń jọ kọjọ kọ́bá wa wu ọ̀nà yìí. Ọ̀nà máa wúlò fún gbogbo Èkìtì gan-an ni tí gómìnà wa bá lè bá wa ṣe. Níwájú ìjọba arena gangan.
Okay.
Ọ̀nà ẹ ti wọlé.
Ẹ ṣé, wọ́n ti gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an.
All right. Yes. Okay, jẹ́ kí Ayọ̀ ask the next question.
Just as a follow-up to your final answer as to what you're doing with the money, many have been questioning what is coming to Ekiti. They believe the government is shrouding certain information in secrecy. Maybe you would use this opportunity to clear the air as to what is coming to the state.
Well, it's not what comes to a state on a monthly basis varies. There are a lot of indices, but I know that every month the Accountant General's office publishes what comes to every state and local government. So it's not something that if you go to their website, you will get it. So it depends on the sale of oil and what comes from all these other revenue sources. So it's not fixed. You know, there are times that what comes to it will not be enough to even pay salary that you have to take overdraft. That is the truth. But Ekiti people didn't elect me to come and complain. So I don't bother myself about that. So it's not that what comes is so massive, you know, but to be able to meet our recurrent. The only thing that we have is that IGR has gone up a bit, and I must commend the chairman of Inter Revenue Service and his staff for a job well done. We have moved from like 500 million to 2 billion on a monthly basis, and I believe strongly that by the end of the year, they should be doing 3 billion. And our target is to get to a point whereby our IGR will be enough to pay our recurrent. That is why you can say that we are a stable state. So if what the general internally pays all the salaries and everything and monuments, then what comes from federal government can be used for something else. That is where we are going to. And we will get there by God's grace.
Ó fẹ́ fara pẹ́ ohun tí wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sọ ní ọdún 2022 owó tí à ń pa lábẹ́lé ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ bí bílíọ̀nù 17 ní ọdún 2023 ó fò sí bílíọ̀nù 22. Àwọn náà kan náà sọ ìyàtọ̀ sówó tó ń wá látàbújá, gómìnà sanwó òṣìṣẹ́, gómìnà increase owó àwọn iléèwé gíga, gómìnà sanwó àwọn pensioner. Ṣé ó níbi kan tí gómìnà ti ń lù nísàlẹ̀ torí tówó fi ń gbọ́?
Well, kò sí nǹkan tá ń lù náà bí mo ṣe sọ adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn ń bú wọn sí pọ́n ṣe ló ń jẹ́ ká rówó ná pé wọ́n yọ subsidy lórí epo pé wọ́n unify exchange rate táwọn èèyàn ń bú wọn sí pé ebi ń pa wá kò sówó ń gbòòrò òun ló jẹ́ káwọn state and local government kan rí owó ná gbogbo owó yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn kan náà kàn ń pín láàrin ara wọn ó ti wá ń wọ àpò ìjọba àpapọ̀ òun náà fáwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ so then ní abẹ́lé ní lẹ́kìtì àwọn elétò owó abẹ́lé àwọn náà wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa owó dẹ̀ ń wọlé sí ìdí tó fi wọlé sí ni pé ó indicate pé economy Èkìtì ti improve kì í kú ṣe pé a increase nǹkan náà but àwọn tẹ̀ ń sanwó tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n iṣẹ́ ìjọba ń ṣe wọ́n á sanwó then àwọn company kéékèèké wọ́n ti ń wá sí Èkìtì wọ́n ti rí pé Èkìtì náà pé èèyàn lè ṣòwò kéèyàn kó jèrè then pé torí pé Èkìtì wà peaceful kò síjà kò sógun kò sọ́tẹ̀ àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ kéékèèké wọ́n ti wà lẹ́kìtì so owó tá à ń pa ní abẹ́lé ó lọ sókè àtúnrówó díẹ̀ láti ọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ó lọ sókè díẹ̀ náà sí gbogbo yẹn là ń papọ̀ tí à ń ná then bá ṣe ń ná yẹn náà a tún wá ń sin ara wa àná ìná àpà èmi náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà èmi náà mo ń ṣe mi ò jẹ́ kí àwọn àwọn ẹ̀ka ìjọba pé kí wọ́n kàn ṣòwò báṣubàṣu bí inú àwọn kan dùn sí ọ ṣùgbọ́n èmi náà pé lọ́jọ́ pé nígbà tó wá dọjọ́ ìkẹyìn Ọlọ́run á béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pé owó ìbámu ṣe ṣe báyìí ń ṣe náà àwọn kan náà wọ́n sì ń dọ́gbọ́n lẹ́yìn díẹ̀díẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n àjọ ṣọ́ra wa.
Okay, we have a text message, Your Excellency. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun Olúwadìmú. Please kindly help us fix the stretch of the road linking Abẹ́òkúta in front of late Honourable Ṣatoyinbo's house to Fountain Junction in Omishanjano. There is this one. My name is Isaac Oluwafemi Ajape. Honourable Governor, please, I want you to remember our secondary school. Our secondary leave bonuses. The governor has spoken about that. You've addressed that issue of leave bonus. Can we have another one? Ajayi Tayo from New Inn Road, Housing Estate. Sir, we residents of the estate are in need of a transformer to take us out of the total darkness for the past 15 years of our existence. Thank you, Governor. Will you react to?
Well, we will continue to respond to all these issues, but I've just plead with you that if you can print all these things for me,
okay,
then I go with them. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that, Your Excellency. Yes. Let me quickly ask about these. Mr. President at a time said he did not, he was not checking his Facebook account any longer because he didn't want to have high blood pressure because of oppositions and hatred being expressed on the Blue app. Your Excellency, if one looks at the Facebook, for example, there is no perfect person on earth, but there are some people who still, despite what you've been doing, are still antagonizing you, are still twisting the intentions of your administration and all of that. Are you bothered about all of this?
Well, actually, I don't get bothered about things like this because it comes with this job. I'm not bothered. But what I try to do, I try to disaggregate between constructive criticism, which most of the time, personally, I respond to. If I know that it's born out of ignorance, lack of communications, or interest of the state, there are some of them like that I respond to. But when I know that it's just outright blackmail, or they're playing politics, I don't dwell on negative vibes. So I don't get bothered about all those things because that is our issue, and the Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. So you can say anything you want to say, but I don't respond to such issues. But do I get bothered about negative comments, about all those negative vibes? Not at all. Not at all. I've been in this game for long, and it comes with it. If you don't want to get wet, you don't move near water. So I'm in this, and so I don't. All those things are.
immaterial.
They are
to
immaterial
you.
to me. I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't bother at all.
Okay, Your Excellency, and this is the destination point on the program. Meet Your Governor for this month, and we want to sincerely thank you for coming on the program and for addressing all the issues raised on the program. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to coming here again. And this is a nice one. At least
Yes.
this is working. Everywhere's comfortable.
Courtesy of your intervention.
No. You voted for us to do this.
Yeah,
And
okay.
to Ekiti people, thank you so much for your support. We are simply grateful to you, and I assure you that I promise to serve you, and God helping me, I will continue to serve you to the best of my ability. Thank you so much.
Okay,
See
and
you again.
all right. I would like to thank the panel members. Yemi Agbelioba, a consultant with our People's FM at Ekiti. Thank you so much. And Vukola Oloruntobi, Ayoba FM at Ekiti.
God bless you, man.
And Ayok Mikposi at Biodun Midas FM at Ekiti.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We also want to thank the following dignitaries for coming to the studio to honor His Excellency, Mr. Governor. We have the Commissioner for Information in Ekiti State. He actually accompanied Mr. Governor to the studio. Chief Taiwo Olatubosun, we thank you so much. We equally have the Chairman of the Board of the BSES, Chief Laulu Omoshilade, and we have some general managers of the stations that are relaying this program. We have the GM of Adaba FM, Sir Martin Zayola. We have that of Ayoba FM, Mr. Wale Uju. Adami Mogo FM, Mr. Lai Oyawa. NTA Ado Ekiti, the General Manager, Alhaji Ishaq Ayo Akonde. The General Manager, the host General Manager, Mr. Olupopola of the BSES. We have the GM of New Cruise FM, Ayo Unifade. Then we also have the Chairman of the State Ratawu, Mrs. Tola Popola. We equally have the State Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Mr. Kayode Babatuyi. We thank you all for coming to support Mr. Governor in the studio. And okay, we equally have who again? CPS. Okay. The man behind the program, the Chief Press Secretary and Special Advisor to Mr. Governor on Public Communications, Mr. That's the Inka Oyebode. Yes, we thank you. We also thank Mr. Komi, the SSA to Mr. Governor on the media as well. And all other people that I cannot mention your names, I thank you for your support. And we ask you to join us again next month, hopefully, for another edition of the program. My name is Tunji Sadio. Thank you and thank you.